Welcome everybody to episode 7 of Blood and Silver here on Hard Knock Dice, campaign we run every Wednesday. You can also catch our Cross Eberron campaign DM'd by the awesome Jonesy, aka production crew, on Saturdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, we are supporting the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta through our partnership with Extra Life. If someone could drop a link in the chat, that would be great. Helping kids is always a good thing, no moral quandary, so choose good on the alignment chart. Give it a look. And now, before we return to our adventures, a quick recap of the events thus far. The wondrous city of Griffin, one of the 4 great cities of the world, has suffered a slow subjugation by its more powerful neighbors. What started as guidance and mercantile partnership has evolved into something far more insidious. Talks of annexation have sparked a rebellion, and it is in the service of this rebellion that our protagonists find themselves on their current predicament. Introduced to the leaders of the rebellion, the self-titled Order of the Dawn, by a mysterious mutual acquaintance named Kiel, they were given space in an abandoned theater as a base of operations and assigned their first mission, which they completed with incredible violence. After some big reveals for each party member bringing light to their personal history and motivations, they set about seeking information for their next mission: the assassination of the enemy general in an attempt to cripple their ability to counteract their own maneuvers in the coming conflict. During the information-gathering process, they inadvertently sparked a high alert at the Franz Lin Institute, forcing them to flee and lay low while the buzz died down. To counterweigh the potential disaster, Serafina and Gaia sought information at a high-end bawdy house called the Carnation. After some street-level reconnoitering, they managed to put together some information on their target, General Spiros Rokides. And here, the morning after these antics, is where we return to our protagonists, freedom fighters and saboteurs. And protagonists, freedom fighters, and saboteurs, the day is yours.
I think that when Serafina gets back from the Carnation, she sees Roderick and Apollinaire awake, and she can't not share the fact that there was a particular guest at the Carnation. And he very clearly knew who I was. So.
Oh yeah, that was not the smoothest recovery on his part.
Not at all. So I think it's very humorous, like Serafina does, and so I look to Apollinaire Roderick and go, I don't think it's a problem, but he was very embarrassed.
Judgmental grandpa eyebrow raise.
A quick interjection to any viewers that may have missed that particular bit. While she was performing as musical entertainment at the Bawdy House, a member of the Order of the Dawn, Theobald Mazzanti, son of Alton Council Representative Raphael Mazzanti, made an appearance with he and his friends, and very awkwardly pretended not to know Serafina.
Well, I suppose that that is interesting. Potentially, considering he is Alton.
That's what I thought. I'm not too concerned about it. It was just very humorous. I'm gonna go up and rest, and I'll see you all in the morning.
Of course. If you're interested, before you go to bed, evidently there is a bar over in the blue district of the third layer that Spiros himself frequents. So it is maybe worth keeping an eye on, just in case. See if he makes an appearance.
Yeah, we can do what we did the last time. That seemed to work pretty well.
Sure.
Right.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank
Night.
you.
And I go up to take my rest.
Gotcha. Apparently, sorry, I jumped the gun a little bit by saying the morning after. Any other last little bits before we close out the evening and actually go to the morning after?
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Roderick. No, I was just
You're
going to
good.
provide the context of like because Serafina didn't get back until probably
That's true.
2:30-ish, and since Apollinaire and Roderick don't sleep, like of course she would see them when she gets
Right, yeah. No,
Yeah.
it makes sense. I jumped the gun a little bit, so that's on me. So
We
Oh,
don't
okay.
sleep, we vibe. That's our rest.
Whenever Seraphina leaves the room, I'm just gonna turn to Apollinaire and just go,
Yes.
Who was she talking about?
Is one of the members of the Dawn fellows.
Dawn
Said,
fellow.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just
The folks
like
that are helping us out.
yeah, the folks, those the individuals that seem to be in charge of this whole thing.
Right. So
One of,
they didn't
what?
party together or nothing?
I don't think it sounded like anybody else aside from Mr. Masante, who was there. This is the one.
Especially not really seen in person with these folks. Eh?
I don't know if I think we were supposed to avoid running into each other, but I think it was more of the context of where he was that made him embarrassed. Which, if you are embarrassed about it, then perhaps you should not be there anyway. Just saying.
I mean, some people gotta work somewhere, though, right?
Of course. But he's a young man. He should be busy bettering himself rather than throwing his money away.
Apollinaire says.
No
Ryan
folks
says,
seem to like it. I don't know. Anyway,
But, it is if it is what he chooses to do.
you got any maps of the city?
Nope.
We should get a map.
Probably.
Well, I mean, I'm making like a request so I don't go out and cause a stir.
I see. I can look into that for you. Yes.
All right.
The DM notes this request.
What was that guy?
Gaia will also come back a little bit later than usual after hanging out with the street children for most of the day and night, and attempt to get some dinner, which I imagine it will be, well, just from like downstairs. I imagine it will be very lukewarm, very bad, and will make her sick.
Ugh.
It won't make you physically ill. It just tastes like it will.
Gross.
Enough to turn the stomach.
it won't be enough to give you the condition. You'll just wish it was enough to give you the condition so that you could have someone cure it.
There we go.
That one.
I see.
Jesus. Yeah. So, after that commentary and that delicious meal and whatever vibing Apollinaire and Roderick partake of for the evening, you will lay your beautiful little heads to rest, get a good night's sleep, and wake up the next morning.
We all die. Suffered fatal heart attacks.
There is a 1% chance every night that you will just die in your sleep. I roll for it every time.
Holy shit!
Sure, it's 2% for Apollinaire. Come on.
Bro.
He's an
I'm
old
juiced
Wow.
up. I'm juiced up on
I see how
devil
this
magic.
is.
Juiced up on devil magic, man.
Oh, so he's a devil.
He's burning the wick at both ends.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so yes, bright new day, plenty of opportunities for crime.
What?
How's your day going?
Convene.
Well, I mean, this table's looking real great if I don't say so myself.
Are we eating breakfast at the war table?
If you want.
Everybody's spaced out really far.
Guys, just sitting there with our head down on the table, talking to y'all kind of like sideways, like, can we eat somewhere else?
Okay, did you drink more beer again?
No.
Are you hungover?
The children, they had something, but I did not drink any of it. I think it was the food last night. if the pot is not hot, I would not recommend it.
Not recommend it anyway.
Yeah, from now on, I'm just gonna like buy groceries and we're gonna eat here. We'll figure something out. Because I cannot have you feeling crummy like this, my dear. Roderick, this table is absolutely beautiful. We should see if Michel Dupont has been able to gather any of the intel that we need. If not, then let's head to that bar that you found in the Blue District.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. So if we disseminate, I'm assuming everybody between myself, Guy, and Serafina, we all just kind of share any and all intel we learned. Okay.
Yeah, I had assumed that there was cross dissemination.
Fair. Right, yes, that does seem to be the probably our most likely avenue of locating him somewhere else that is not in the middle of a lot of guards, armed guards, and walls and the like. So, all right, see what's else to see. Of course, yeah. All this. I mean, if there are plenty of when DM, did I go to the Rowdy Drake or Kimon's Rowdy Drake, or did I just hear about that? That's where they tended to hang out. I cannot quite recall.
Heard of it. You did not actually go there yourself.
Okay, so I don't know if it's one of those where it's like only Karothi soldiers go there, and it would be weird for other people to be there or not. Okay.
Wait, where did you have the conversation with the?
Oh yeah, I spoke to the Karothi guy.
because of the sad, the sad conversation about missing family.
Was that at the Rowdy Drake, or was that with Karothi elsewhere?
I'm almost positive it was at the Rowdy Drink because I have it in my notes.
I didn't think so. I'd have to go back and rewatch a significant portion
I
of the
don't know if it was. There's probably a lot of assumptions flying around because I don't think it was ever explicitly stated whether I was there or if I just heard about it.
Or that you just heard it from someone who was okay. That's fine. I was just like.
Either way, we can figure that out today easily enough. Because that's I think some of the more relevant information is like if we post up there, will it be really outside of as obvious as it already is because of Roderick? Will it be even more obvious like if just Seraphina and Apollinaire were there? So yes, we take reconnoiter as you say, see what there is to see.
Mm-hmm.
Reconnoiter.
Reconnoiter. What was it about them? Maximilian, go downstairs.
I was trying to be clever with the wordplay. Oh well. Yeah, so y'all are it's like I don't know. In order for Serafina to have gotten a full night of rest, it'd be like 9 or 10 already.
That's fine.
So are y'all going for a late breakfast, or what are y'all doing?
Sure.
I have made my my daily pilgrimage across the street to our friends at Percival's Tea House.
You get your great service. You know, they're starting to, refer to you specifically when you come over. You go to somewhere regularly enough, you become a regular.
Mm-hmm.
And you're well on your way.
Yeah.
You have a good one, sweetie.
Shell out those silvers.
Hey. It's good. Oh.
But yeah.
Yeah. So, I think as I'm coming back into the Seven Jesters, I peek my head in to see if I catch a glimpse if Michel Dupont is in or not.
Hey, Daddy. Hello.
Michel not Dupont? At this time.
Hello.
Okay. That's fine. So I just
as a matter of fact, nobody's in there, not even Lifang.
Interesting. Okay.
Found somewhere else to loiter for the day. All right.
Wasn't meant to be ominous, just not currently occupied.
Yeah, no, it's early in the morning. People have jobs. It's all good. I just figured I'd check.
So?
Yeah, I go up and give our food and
Oh,
continue the conversation.
sandwich.
I guess I look to Apollinaire and Guy and go, shall we go to this bar then? Roderick, I am almost afraid to invite you to come with us.
We would have to pass through the place he is wanted.
Well, I mean, is there a place nearby I could just buy a map on this district? Or like down the street or something?
I only know of one map maker, and I wouldn't wish him on my worst enemy.
Or
Did-
that not good maps?
It's not
what this
that they're
about.
bad maps. That he's just a lot.
Like a big fella?
I believe she means is that interacting with him is dialing.
Yeah, I messaged Apollinaire going, it was so exhausting.
I mean,
I
is
couldn't
he,
do it.
is he on this level though? I mean, I'll have to go up a different
I
level. Or
believe that
something. Did we go there the other day?
We did, yes.
we did. Yes. And actually, I'm sorry,
What
I'm
level was
mistaken. So level the second layer was where we fucking summoned the Hounds of Hell upon ourselves. But so the bar is in the third layer, so technically you might be able to get away
So-
with it.
If you think of like the second layer as like the nobility layer, the third is the carnival.
The
So if y'all just want
nobility
to say,
Fucking military, apparently.
so see you got government, rich people, carnival, poor people, even poorer people.
So just for the sake of clarity, was that map placed on the second or third level?
Third.
Okay, cool.
It's in Carnival. Yeah.
Yeah, no big. You guys go talk to him. I'll just pop in and get a map real quick. I'll be
I feel like-
inconspicuous-ish.
You going into a shop that is entirely PayPal based
Listen, I mean,
might
it's
be a really bad
dangerous.
idea.
It's dangerous, but I've lived my whole life avoiding paper. I only started a few fires.
What if it is like an entire room filled with PayPal?
I'll go with him. It is probably best that we do not go
Anyway,
alone
by themselves.
anywhere.
If it affects anything, Kylie, I was waiting for y'all to go outside to share this. You would have known when you went to get
Fuck
food.
you.
It is pouring rain.
Oh.
You'll die! He's like a Charmander. He'll just go out.
Did you just compare him to a Charmander?
I did.
Yep, he figured out the basis.
He figured out the basis for my character. I'm just a Charmander in plate armor.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
my
the
God.
fact that
Oh
he
my
stood in a
God.
fucking river like 2 sessions ago. That's fine. Rain is the problem.
Anyway,
Does it? Was he like constantly boiling the river? What is that? Okay. Oh, wow. So you're just gonna be constant steam. Oh, you're not gonna be able to
That's
see.
not.
Good news.
Oh my goodness. All
sorry,
right. Well. Yeah. So then I guess I'm sopping wet then because if it's pouring rain outside, I look like a drowned rat in my like dress.
We could have gotten you like an umbrella or something before you went over there.
It's fine. I'll go change real quick and then we can go find this bar.
Do we wish to go there so early, or do we just want to take a look at it early on in the day and then observe again once there are people in the evening? Or... Does that make any difference to me?
I mean, I don't think it hurts for us to just sit in and listen. That's how Roderick and I got that information earlier, was that we were just sitting passively. So
Yeah, sure. We'll go ahead and take a look. So 2 of you can acquire a map. I think making sure no one is anywhere alone is a good idea for the most part.
No roar.
Guy is sitting behind you, Seraphina. just casting gust. Essentially air drying. Yeah, hair drying your hair.
I'm just envisioning like
just-
the inadvertent spraying water all over like Apollinaire or something while you're doing this.
But wouldn't drying your hair? Well, I guess you have fine control of wind. Just imagining you like have it being like her head's just out of a car window. That's how you're drying her hair.
Yeah. Well, and I imagine so Seraphina's hair is pretty long, so I can't. It's just like sprayed. It's like thank you, Gaia dear. I'm gonna go change my clothing. I'll dry my hair upstairs, and if I need a little bit more assistance, I will call you up. How does that sound?
Okay.
Wonderful. I go change and come back down pretty quick. Yeah, it's pretty.
I'll get ready with your clothes and what equipment. I'm guessing y'all aren't going out like full battle rattle. What's your well, Apollinaire doesn't really have
I do not.
battle rattle.
Neither do I.
Mine doesn't come off.
I think that Seraphina, like, so I have a hand axe. I think I'll tuck that into like the folds of my skirt, and then also have my lyre on me. So like I'm not unprotected because I'll have my spell focus, but I can tuck in a hand axe. That's fine.
Yeah, just roll me a stealth check for that hand axe. And Roderick, are you taking your hammer with you?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm taking my tools with me.
To the map shop.
Going to
Hell
be...
yeah.
He's not had his tools not with him anywhere.
It's like a
that's
magnet.
Cody,
I'm
that's
just asking.
going to be a 19 for a stealth.
Nice.
Cool.
Well hit.
Okay. We just got confirmation that y'all had not prior been to the drinking house, so we are operating in the correct timeline as of this time.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
We are the greatest.
So just make sure we're doing this properly. The three of y'all are going to
Dose.
two of you. What is Gaia doing then?
Gaia is accompanying Roderick so that we don't have anybody solo dolo.
Gotcha. Okay,
Riding on the
so
shoulders.
squad 1 heading to Chemones and squad 2 heading to the map store.
Oh.
The cartographer's workshop.
There's no way this could possibly get any pair jumped.
No. So, first, since it is closer, we will visit the, we'll do a, sorry, I got distracted. The cartographer crew. Y'all go the half mile or so to the cartographer's workshop. Are you just purchasing a map? Is that you're just a city map?
A good one. I need it to be thorough for the whole city, all the districts. If it might be multiple maps or something like that.
So you can get one detailed map. Will be pull up the price list real quick.
$8 billion.
You can get a simple like outline map that just has like, basically line art type thing for about 5 gold.
Gold?
Yes.
Oh.
Or 5 silver. Jeez.
Okay.
I was like, oh fuck.
You can get the gold was the like super detailed with like a bunch of key points outlined in it. That will be 5 gold. You can also get individual district maps for the same pricing kind of outline by half for each district.
I'll get the 5 gold one.
Gotcha. Are you going to be getting any district maps?
Wait, so you're saying I want to have the most detail possible. I thought you said that was 5 gold for like the super detailed of the whole city.
Yes, but make sure I'm saying this right. You have the detailed full size will
Uh-huh.
give you more detail than the simple full size or the simple district.
Mhm.
But a detailed district will give you more information than a detailed full.
So you're saying it would be and the simple district or the detailed districts are half as much as the detailed city. So there's 4 districts, correct?
Yes. We'll
So-
go and we'll call it 2, just to make it simple. So if you wanted all 4 districts, or all
It'll be
4 layers,
be
that would
80
be
silver?
8 gold.
Okay.
For the detailed version.
All right. Yeah, I'll go with that then.
Okay. And are you going to get a cohesive map of all of them for the 5 silver or no?
If they all look like they sync up properly and aren't from like a weird angle or anything like
They're
that,
all made by the same guy, and so
Right.
it's fairly standardized.
yeah, I'll just get the most detail that I can get.
Okay, so for 8 gold, you're going to get the highest amount of detail you can.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep. You got the Gucci Bougie district maps for all the layers.
All right.
You shell out the transaction, you get your ear talked off for the entire time.
No.
Hmm.
If that guy starts talking to me, I'm just like, oh, and just leave.
Walks
Oh,
out.
it's you can't leave. You don't have the product yet. He's talking to you while he's like going through, getting everything together. It's a solid like half-hour process.
Roderick will give him the gentle push of an elderly, fragile person, but with the strength of an automaton. It weighs much more than him. You will continue to move slowly, but in this direction.
And Gaia will sit on one of his tables and talk his ear off.
Oh shit!
Oh no! Yeah, y'all. It turns out, Roderick, you're spared because he and Guy are talking at each other for the entire half hour.
Oh.
So that has to be horrible to watch. Just gonna put that out there. Kylie and Apollinaire. While this or
Who is
Sure.
this Kylie that you speak of?
Seraphina and Apollinaire. While they are being antagonized, but productively, you guys head a little bit further down to get the first look at Kimon's Rowdy, or Drake. Yeah.
Blake.
So I'll get there, and it is a 2-story, fairly large tavern drinking house thing. You can tell just from the outdoor seating that it, if not entirely, it does have a fairly dense Karathite population. Even this early in the day, it's just getting close to noon, and they are, have a few people sitting outside. Seems like they're eating like food, not so much, getting down in the ale this early. More of kind of a bar and grill, if you were to compare it to like a modern kind of venue. So are y'all going in, or y'all just watching from the outside?
I could have a snack.
Of course, so sure.
So I think I go in. Yeah.
We'll enter.
All right, yeah, I'll go in.
Establishment.
It is very. It's not. When I say nice, I don't mean it's not fancy. There's nothing gilded, no ornate carving, but everything is very clean. Everything is very well made. Everything is very structured. You have a. It looks like this wasn't built to be a Karathite venue necessarily, but it has definitely taken it on. So the architecture is still very Griffin, but the decorations, the serving accoutrement are all Karathite in nature. You do see a small handful of, locals or, Altans, but I'd say it's probably 80% Karathite. And clearly this venue has adjusted itself to suit that same clientele. There is a carved wooden drake over the bar area itself, where there are a couple of men working to put together, whatever drinks people are ordering, and going back to the kitchen to bring out the trays and platters that younger people, hirees, because they bear no resemblance to the bartenders, are running those trays and platters from the bar out to the tables. There doesn't seem to be anyone like officially seating anyone. People just kind of go and sit. What you doing?
I would look for, like, is there music happening in this venue?
Yes, but it's not like a centerpiece. There is someone kind of gently playing a stringed instrument off to the side. Just
Okay.
kind of background music, definitely.
Okay. I think that I would try to, like, guide Apollinaire to someplace that, like, near some Karathite soldiers, but also kind of near the music to make it look like I'm studying the music.
Gotcha.
And because people are gonna start asking why this bar is hanging out in like bars randomly.
Yeah, because you're in your bar, or not bar. You're in your bard outfit, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And like I'm just
Hell yeah.
learning the different types of music, getting a closer look kind of deal, right?
Absolutely. And you can play it off that this is a Karathite instrument. You may not be familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
And they are playing Karathite tunes. It is all well within the wheelhouse of what you've seen so far, with the decorations, even the name, as drakes in this region of the world are primarily in the hills and mountains of Karath.
Right.
Okay. Aside from admiring the well-runnedness of this establishment, just like appreciative, like nice, good spot.
Yeah, makes sense that you would have an interest in that.
Yeah, like hell yeah, this is a good bar. Question. So you said that the drakes are, for being in the mountains of Karath and everything. Would I have any knowledge of whether this place has always been the Rowdy Drake, or did it change to being the Rowdy Drake after it started attracting like the Karathite clientele? Just curious.
Roll me a history check.
Hell yeah.
At advantage, because you live here.
Good. Not better. 15.
Oh, okay, well, that beat the
Particularly.
DC anyway. So, yes, it has always been the Rowdy Drake, which is, once the Karathites had become a part of the governing force, they gravitated to it because it was already established kind of with Karath in mind, because it is a neighboring nation.
Okay.
So,
That's what I was curious if it was a chicken egg situation.
makes
Okay.
sense.
Just as we sit down, just kind of hang McCain on the side of the table. So just a little lower tones, like, oh yeah, we're talking about what we're gonna order. So what should we keep an eye out for? Anything in particular, or just?
I think we should be as perceptive of the room as possible, listening in to the kind conversations around us.
Wait. Okay.
And I message you and go, if you want to say something or point something out, just like lift your drink and like and sort of do a sweeping motion, like to indicate to me that you want me to message you.
I can do that. Yes.
And don't forget, though, that for message, it does still have verbal and somatic components. So,
Mhm.
It can be discreet depending on what you're going to say, but it's
A
not.
blank.
Yeah.
Right. No, it's like it's but I can play it off as, you know, as someone who's a performer, you can sort of play off some of the somatic and verbal component. I talk with my hands anyways. It's fine. There's a lot of this happening.
So, yeah. So, just listening. Let's see what y'all get. And also to note, it is not just Karathite soldiers that are here. Being
Gotcha.
a neighboring nation, and especially after the relationship with the governors and the mercantilism kind of started to happen, there are a lot of both Altan and Karathite just travelers in the city. Less so for Zorgine because it is so much further away. But yes, there are soldiers in the bar, just not exclusively. You had declared that you were specifically trying to sit sort of close to a table of soldiers. And it seems like for the time being, they are primarily discussing. Actually go ahead and make me perception checks.
Okay.
And see what amount you're going to get out of this.
Okay. I'm really perceptive.
I got a 19.
19.
Remove. Wait, where am I looking at the right thing? Oh yeah, remove the teen. 9.
9.
Correct. Yeah.
So, you're digging this Karathite music. You've never really heard much of it before, so you're a little lost, a little jamming. Seraphina, as Apollinaire is indulging in Karathite music for the first time, you hear not a whole lot and nothing specifically regarding Spiros.
Okay.
You do hear talk of a training exercise that'll be taking place in about 5 days.
Okay.
So it should be about day 3 of the week.
Okay.
Q day, which is a work day. And it will be the first day of the work week the following week.
I think as I'm catching that, just as a reminder, I do speak Karathi. So if
That's how you're able to hear it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure of like, it's like if there's anything else that's like sort of floating through of like, do I catch a name?
No, well, and that's the cool thing is it is mostly Karothi being spoken in this
Okay.
establishment. Which I guess that, you know what, that is just justifying Apollinaire's role.
Don't speak that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but they seem that this is not a routine training exercise. This seems to be, you know, there's going to be important people there. They're talking about, you know, this is probably like a squad that all works together and like, oh, you know, we've got this big event coming up. You know, I'm nervous. We got to put on our best show for the higher ups. Top brass is going to be there.
Okay.
And this was how many days from now that they're saying this is going to occur?
5. So, and I'll I can send y'all just a quick screen cap of the weekdays, but they have a 6-day work week or a 6-day week. Y'all are on day 3. This will be on day 2 of next week.
Okay.
Or day 3 of next week. So
Day 3 of next week. Okay. All right.
5 days, not including today.
Okay.
That's ominous.
Yeah, I message you the information that I'm getting of like, oh my gosh, this music is great. Like again, trying like talking with my hands to cover up the somatic components that needed. And just sending you.
Wait till they start playing just like a really just tearing like guitar solo. Nice and loud.
Karathite music is actually like Nordic death metal, so
That's the exact opposite. They're over there playing the harp. Very soft. All right. Okay. So with that information, okay, so that is probably not good.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just hanging on the whole like the very on the honor thing. And if there was some way to drive like a wedge, that would be good. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna ask some questions. But nothing very overt, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It can be said. And I'm just going to kind of go like up to the bar and just kind of in that that way you do when you're you just chatting with people all around, and even after I get my beer, just kind of chatting with some folks or whatever, drink, just kind of trying to chat some people up, specifically Karothi, and even more specifically Karothi soldiers if possible.
There are only 2 or 3 people actually seated at the bar at this time of day. Are you going to try and talk to one of them, or are you going to talk to one of the bartenders?
Is the bartender Karathite?
Neither one of them, no.
No. I will order, and just while waiting on whatever that is, I'll start chatting with us. If there's only a couple people at the bar, are either of them soldiers, or are they both just randos? And I can find some soldiers.
One seems to be a soldier.
Perfect, that works. I'll just kind of chat him up a little bit, with the intention of my line of questioning, kind of similar to what I was asking the day before, but instead of like specifically. Actually, there's a relevant question for the DM before this. Is there any history of conflict between Karoth and any of the other nations from which there are governors?
Yes.
Which ones?
Historically, Altus and Karoth have been at war several times.
Okay.
They're not actively at war right now and have not been in a number of decades.
Right.
But just throughout history, there have been several like serious conflicts between the two.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'll probably use that as kind of like the base for this line of questioning, and what I'm basically going with is this is like, oh, you guys is a relaxed environment, like I don't mean to pry, but like a personal like curiosity of mine, is there any like animosity between like you guys, the Thunderlances, and those folks, and like like whatever soldiers the Altons have? Like, is there like because on in public, you guys are shoulder to shoulder in like totally cool, and I'm basically use that from there to then branch off to like if there's any animosity basically between the different factions of the governorship, at least on a troop level.
Roll me a charisma investigation.
Charisma investigation. Okay, thankfully I am proficient. Okay, so with charisma. Oh, that's phenomenal. 26.
Oh.
18 plus 8.
High or low?
Always high. Always high.
I apologize. I am not a Thunderlance, just a foot soldier.
Oh, yeah, right. I meant like, the Thunderlances plus the rest of you. I wasn't going to isolate to just the Thunderlances, like the Karathite like military in general.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
No, I personally don't have any issues with the Altons. History is history. Maybe politically speaking, we still kind of keep an eye on our borders, but they didn't catch very good at us during our previous conflicts. I doubt they want any more.
What is it? Interesting.
Can I get you a beer?
Yeah, of course, that is very nice of you. Thank you.
It has been a good week.
There are so few individuals that have any kind of regard for their elders nowadays. It is nice to see.
Elders, you look young as a buck. Slap you on the shoulder.
Oh, you flatter me. You flatter me. I know I am gray. I know I am gray in the hair. But this is
I had a friend. He was gray before he was out of the academy. Kimon, I'll have another, and one for him as well.
Shit. And like I said, general, like, okay, well, like, so there, I guess I got just saying, like, if he has no animosities, like, is there very little, like, do they, just kind of, I'm basically just going to prod him, like, oh, that's, it's very interesting. And so do you guys not, like, fraternize very frequently between, like, the different militaries, or you're like, they're very separate, or what? Seems like such an interest. It is a job that I just cannot really let my mind around. I've been in Glyphon my whole life. I can't imagine going to some other city for such a long time and staying with only the same people all the time.
It is maybe different for you because Griffin does not have a formal military. But for someone in the soldiering business, it is easy, or perhaps just habit, I don't know, as I have been a soldier since I was a boy, to be around the people you've been around. It is not that there are not many lovely places in your lovely city, but this feels more like home.
Oh.
So, and I'm sure the Altons do something similar. I have had drinks with them before, but most times, given my druthers, if I cannot be in my country, I will at least be with my countrymen.
I see. Oh, that is interesting. I'm sure that your bosses or your commanders probably they don't want anybody, any potential one day enemies getting any kind of information out of the lot of you anyway. They're probably like, oh, don't get too chummy with those Altons, or it's like
You have perhaps some sticklers among the brass, but generally speaking, I think they realize that most of us aren't going to know anything of import anyway. It'll be the lower brass that give out the orders. But yeah, we are allowed to fraternize. It is more of just a people sticking with like more often. Not so much a official discouraging. It was about that time that Kimon, the larger of the two bartenders, walks over and slams down two wooden mugs. Slides one to him and one to you, and new face. Anything else I can get for you?
Oh no, that is lovely. Thank you.
Very well. Let me know if you need something.
Of course.
Goes to take someone else's order.
Well, thank you so much. And it's these kind of questions that you never know, and so I figure now is as good a time as any. Stepping into a new bar, spending some time. So thank you for entertaining an old man.
No, it is fine. Honestly, it would probably do more for integration if we were to spend more time in each other's establishments, but I am a creature of habit personally, and I feel like most people are.
It just seems that way, yes. Well, thank you. Thank you for the drink and for the conversation.
Oh, have a wonderful day, sir.
You as well, thank you. Take my mug of beer. Go back.
He's back away chatting with the bartenders before you even make it to your table.
Cool.
Good conversation there, Apollinaire.
I mean, he's a fairly polite young man, but nothing particularly helpful to our cause, I don't think. Not anything exploitable.
Okay. Sounds good to me. And I just kind of continue to lounge and listen and try to get us.
How late are y'all planning on staying there?
I don't know, maybe through lunch. Like give us sort of like just an initial assessment. So maybe like an hour and a half. Like especially if Apollinaire has been given a beverage. Like we don't want to seem too quick out of the establishment.
Between food and
I
drinks,
gotta drive back.
food and drinks will cost you about $1. It's nothing fancy. It is just like some kind of stew and bread that they have here. You're not familiar with either of them, as they are, shockingly enough, Karothi in origin.
Sick.
A lot of nutmeg.
Pretty good.
So,
Yes, not too bad at all. Yes, it's quite nice.
So, as far as what you hear for the duration while you were there, you know what I'm going to ask of you, Seraphina.
You choose.
I'll go hide this time.
So, from the same table that was discussing the
Training exercise.
There we go. Yeah, that is coming up. You also gather that they, which they are Thunderlances, as well as the rest of their platoon, and Spiros himself will be back on Velde, which is day 6. So 3 days from now.
Oh, so Spiros is not even in town right now.
No, he will be here at Kimon's Rowdy Drake on Velde as kind of a celebration, like low-level celebration before the big exercise. Kind of like they're going to spend all week working their asses off to get it perfected before the exercise, and then they're going to have kind of a, pre-gaming the exercise.
Right.
A couple days prior.
Okay. Sounds good. I think after that conversation plays out, I make sure that our tab has been paid and everything, and indicate to Apollinaire that we should leave it in chat so that I can translate the conversation that has been happening.
I've just been hanging out, just vibing.
There's other people speaking Imperial Southern in the area.
Thunder. Hell yeah! Love this place.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was like, as we're leaving, I'm translating to Apollinaire about Spiros being there in 3 days.
Gotcha.
Oh.
So.
Is it not a lot of time?
No. I would.
But sounds like something we should take advantage of.
Yes. I'm afraid that we'll stick out though, because we're very clearly not Karothi.
About like percentage wise, how many non Karathite individuals were?
I already said it earlier. It is about 80% Karathite.
About 80.
So out of about 10 or 12 occupied tables, 2 or 3, including y'all, were not including y'all, were non-Karathite.
I think that we will stick out, but not as much, not enough. I think to cause concern from them, especially if I would say if I were concerned about a new face, I may ask Zeba Onel if I know them well, which I think is reasonable to say Spiros does. He comes here regularly, and Zeba Onel will say, "Oh, those individuals they started frequenting this place. So, in the last week or so, they seem to we just make it reasonable that we will be there. We come back a few more times between now and then. Make it clear that our intentions are pure."
To give y'all some context about how other people were reacting to you, few people were giving you a second look and no one was giving you a third.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, we make a few more appearances, and it will seem that we came on the whim, and
we really like the music and the food.
Yeah, it seemed like a good spot, and at the very least seems to be our choice of locale for now.
Okay. Yeah.
Quite reasonable.
All right. So y'all are heading back to the Seven Jesters?
Yes.
And
All right.
and keeping a weather eye out for any on fire map shops,
All
just in
right.
case.
So while y'all head back, map shop burners. What were y'all doing after you left the map shop?
I'm gonna go find Pascal and have him look over these maps.
You gonna find Pascal? All right. He is the. When I said earlier that no one else was there, I probably lied unless Pascal happened to have been getting food. Yeah, that's what we'll do. I'll say that he was out getting food, and that's why there was no one there. Cover my own tracks.
Real quick.
Yes. What's up?
As they were leaving the map shop, Guy would have stuck her head back in the door and just said, "Oh, I need help finding where I am from. I lived on a mountain with a town that had a lot of fog around it. I called it my mount." I don't know if you can help me with that, but if you can, I will be back later. Thank you.
What other information do you have for me? A mountain that has a lot of fog. What area?
He's like in the middle of like outlining something, like runs some ink across his face when he goes to scratch his face.
Ooh, it had flying cats.
What region?
Like sets his ink pen down like right in the middle of his project. Still got some ink on his face. Kind of takes down a couple of notes.
Well, go on.
Okay, goodbye.
No, what region?
And you're just leaving?
Yeah. When she says
Okay.
goodbye, just head pop out the door shut.
All right.
Well,
Okay. Okay. Sorry, that your exit threw me for a loop. Yeah, and are y'all also heading back to the Seven Jesters? Do you have more errands you'd like to run before heading home?
I had the single mind of a map.
Gotcha. Got all of your maps in a leather tube, protect them from the rain and from yourself. And head on back to the Seven Jesters. It's pouring rain. Everyone's inside, so it's a little bit more packed than usual because even the others that would be out doing things are not doing things in the weather. So there's you can hear a full room down in the cafeteria.
Gotcha. Well, I am going to try to find Pascal wherever he might be.
He's not in the cafeteria area. He's not in the meeting room, but you do find him in his personal quarters.
Yeah,
yes.
how big is this place? Like, how many personal quarters? Like, how many doors do I need to open to get to him?
Like 3.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
It looks like
if I was having to go through like 10 rooms, I probably would have just been like, okay.
No, it looks like there's 4 rooms on either side of the hallway, plus the big room at the end that they use as the meeting room.
Right. Okay, yeah, so I'd knock on the door and if he answered.
Yeah, he's in there. Roderick, what can I do for you?
All right, so I got these maps, and you're familiar with Griffin extensively, right?
He's actively hunched over a map of Griffin when you open the door.
Perception check.
Are mine better?
I got you oh shit.
Yeah, without rolling, you can see that his is basically a line map.
Cool.
A lot of handwritten notes from him on it.
Cool.
Need you to look over these, make sure they're all right for, all the different districts. I look through Dirt and Row. It's peachy keen. For the most part, not super detailed, but I got it in my head. Yeah, just give them a look over, make sure they're accurate, and then let me know when you're done. If you're not busy right this second.
I can give him a look, one sec. He takes them out of the roll, spreads them out. He has probably like 4 or 5 easels with, various like notes and stuff scattered across them. So he just kind of overlays it on one of those. And these are very nice. Where did you get these?
The map shop with the talking guy.
I'm not familiar with this cartographer, but he must be talented.
Right, it makes maps, so.
Lots of people do, does not make them talented. He checks measurements, he checks the locations of some things, and he seems legitimately impressed by the level of detail on these things.
All right, awesome. Appreciate it. And then I leave.
Well, good day.
I am going to go start converting the war room to its full-scale model of Griffin City. Or the war table.
Hell yeah!
You still got the voice thing on, by the way.
Got a painted table.
Oh yeah. Well, that was just Roderick talking to himself.
Gotcha. Yep. So
His inner monologue doesn't have an accent. It's crazy.
wild. So you go down and you're constructing a scale model of the city.
Yeah.
All right. Make me a tools check. I'm trying to think, would that be tinkering or carpentry?
They're all the same.
All right. Roll me a tools check then.
It's +8. Oh!
Is that nat 20?
That's a natural 20.
Hey. All right.
I was like, maybe, over a 15 would be good, but hell yeah. So 28 total.
Yeah, so I will say, regardless of how high you rolled, that is going to be a bit of a time investment.
Oh,
'Cause that
yeah,
is a-
yeah, 100%.
Okay. Gotcha.
We're talking about, I don't expect to get any much done aside from like the sketch work or, like laying the foundation before any of the modeling would get done.
Right. So, yeah, no, it's going great. The start is spectacular. As a matter of fact, will you go ahead and annotate somewhere in your notes for me, Roderick, that you did roll a nat 20 on that first check to construct the scale model?
You want me to write notes that I wrote on nat 20 for the first check?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I'm going to go ahead.
When Roderick looks like he's taking a break, the guy is going to play a little prank.
She's going to light it on fire. Good job.
Okay, that one's fine. I need Roderick to make a dexterity saving throw.
What the fuck?
I also am
Fireball.
confused.
Oh no. It probably works, whatever it is. I just rolled a 4 on the dice and I'm not super dexterous. So yeah, below sub 10 for sure. So yeah, 6 total.
Bouquets of flowers appear all around Roderick, and one of them sprays him in the face and blinds him for the next 6 seconds. And you just hear in the distance,
We should not be taking this individual into a war. This is going to be damaging extremely.
Roderick just pauses and like a weird this creature doesn't breathe type kind of manner, and he's kind of got what doesn't go like into the fire holes of his faceplate and steams. He's just kind of like dripping off what would be the plate of his chin, and he just kind of like sees the flowers and he just kind of stops what he's doing and he walks away. And he comes back with some twine. Are the flowers still there? Or do they only last for a short amount of time?
I'm reading my spell face.
It doesn't
I'm
say.
not familiar with that face at all. So that brings me to: do
1
you
minute.
want them to stay?
For the at the very least for that minute.
Sure. I will wrap them in a bouquet as delicately as I can so that they don't get so caught in my finger joints. And it would probably be like, I guess, more like baling wire than actual twine, knowing Roderick.
I'll say it is about this time that Seraphina and Apollinaire, a little damp, make it back to the Seven Jesters.
Well, friends, we have a new favorite restaurant we're going to be going to a lot this week.
The food's real good.
It's pretty
Food's
good,
real
actually.
good,
Yeah. It's
Yeah. The food's good, the music's good. It also is where Spiro hangs out, and there's going to be a big party in 3 days, and we need to be there.
To clarify, Spiros will also be there
Yes.
in 3 days. Just in
Alright.
case.
He's going to be at like a party with a whole bunch of people, right?
It seems
Yes.
to be a fair few of his men.
And so, like, yeah, he's probably going to be pretty guarded then, right? So we'll have to try to, like, get him into when he's out in the John or something, right?
Perhaps, so if they are all off duty, they may be mostly unarmed. I doubt they will be drinking and celebrating in full armor. We only have to hope that news of what happened with us freeing Pascal does not get here before that day.
Well, I mean, if he's like a, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, strategic type, he'd probably be told that, like, right away, right?
Yes. If this made it here already. They said that but that on the day in 5 days from now, that there's going to be a big kind of like military thing. I don't know exactly what it is.
A training exercise for the purposes of displaying their prowess to the upper brass. Like kind of a big expo.
Is that is they're going to be impressing their bosses, which is presumably wouldn't Spiros be like the toppest of top brass for these guys? Like he's like militarily speaking, like he's the leader.
Yes, but he's also I guess yeah, he would be the leader of the Thunder Lances, and it's the entire Karothi regiment that will be part of it.
I thought he was like in charge of all of the Karothite like military forces here in Griffin, or is he only for the Thunder Lances?
He is the Thunder Lance leader. He is also assigned as general to the Griffin regiment.
Right. So these guys, they're putting on this expo for everyone but him? Or
y'all did not get that level of detail of information out of it.
Okay.
Y'all got, it'll be the Karothite regiment performing the expo, or a large portion of it, because, you know, people are still going to be doing day-to-day activities as well, guard posts and such. And that the top brass will be there to observe, and that Spiros is basically bankrolling everyone celebrating being prepared for the event the following Saturday, functionally.
Gotcha.
I did, by the way, send you all the days of the week for flavor purposes in the chat.
So, and so on this little thing, you said it is currently the third day, so Q day?
You're muted.
You're very muted, Dungeon Master.
Still sorry, I had blown it up to look at it and didn't realize I was still muted.
Gotcha.
So it is currently Q day. It will be Q day for the exercise, and Vel day is when the celebration is.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay. All right. So I cannot say I cannot help but think that it is very strange for them to just we are doing a big military exercise so soon after things have begun.
Okay.
Unless someone unexpected from Karoth arrived,
Right.
and they are now trying to show what they can do. But this is all speculation. I have no idea.
Right.
You were technically, in a roundabout sort of way, involved with a elfin paramilitary segment. Roll me a proficiency and intelligence check.
Nice. Cheeky little dice roll.
That's going to be a 15.
Sure, yeah. It is not uncommon for, large, because there's day-to-day training, but it is not uncommon to have periodic, like, bigger exercise, and it is almost a guarantee that you'll have, because they're so infrequent and they're such large events to put together, that either someone of the nobility or rank is going to observe. Nothing out of this seems particularly out of the ordinary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I sort of relay my experience working with my military contacts in Sylvan. This is what I know. It's possible that they're just doing it to keep everybody on their toes.
Fair enough. If so, that is the best case scenario. If it is just they just so happen to be doing it and there is nothing else. It is also worth mentioning that from what best I could tell from my conversation with some of the soldiers there on the bar, that there is no animosity or any kind of dislike between the different factions, militaries. I was hoping that perhaps we could be like, look, you don't like these guys anyway, why fight alongside them or something? If we can think of something that we think would appeal to what we know of Chaos and its people.
Yeah.
It just makes them not want to fight here, at least. It's not worth it.
Yes. I mean, we can try to go there later tonight to see if there's more folks that we can either talk to or listen in over, and do that for the next couple of days. I think that we should stay in Carnival. I don't think we should go up to second layer for a while. I can go up there, but nobody else can go up there. I don't trust any of you right now.
That's what I mean.
They're
I don't
gonna
know
have
that
died
anything.
anyway.
I can't take the two of you anywhere without there being some sort of catastrophic situation.
Hey, they got that map just fine.
Yeah.
This guy was there. The moment that it's Apollinaire and Roderick.
What do you mean?
I don't have
A
to
bad thing has
explain
only happened
myself.
once.
Well, I mean, it was kind of the same back then twice, honestly.
I mean, honestly, there was no fallout from the first instance. That was purely they attacked, we defended ourselves, and that was okay. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
Maybe we should write them a letter.
Why?
You should tell them to fuck off. And
I don't think that will work.
I don't know. That's a good
No.
idea, Roderick.
no ill will towards them. I'm not trying to hurt them or anything like that. I was just trying to make heads or tails of the situation. Why are you looking at me funny? I don't.
I do not think that they will. Well, like they I think that they wish to be do away with you on a much like more fundamental level than the issues currently had.
Well, okay, so I've been thinking about it, and you got two situations where you can keep coming after me, and they can keep getting their dick smashed in, as the phrase goes. That's when I'm repairing their stuff and making money, and they're not making people spend a bunch of money for them. But I'm not repairing anything, so I can stop sending folks after me. So, even Steven, as the phrase goes.
The way my boss explained it, you do not forgive the people who have slighted you. And from what I understand, at least what you have told me, you have upset them, and they will
Right.
not let you just disappear unpunished, because that sends a message to other people that they can do the same thing.
But the whole reason why other people don't do it, though, is because they can't, and I can. Also, I'm made of metal and fire, and they'll get fucked if they try to fight me, mostly.
I don't think they're
Also,
too
I
logical.
never hurt them at all, and they
You
threatened
did.
people. Well, no, they threatened people, and then they tried to hurt people, and then things escalated. But I didn't do any of that. And to be honest, I wouldn't have to repair anything if they didn't have such shit craftsmanship. So it's kind of on them.
Ooh. Gauntlet thrown.
Jesus Christ. All right.
You know where I stand.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, that wouldn't be very nice. Like, you're garbage at your job, and this is what happens. I wouldn't do something like that.
I think you would. I just
Oh, Roderick.
feel like the odds are
I-
pretty good, actually.
Idea,
Well,
Roderick.
I'm trying to bear the hatchet, right?
I do not think they are interested in burying the hatchet.
Oh, they're very interested in burying a hatchet in the side of his head.
That was what
Oh.
I was going to say.
But I think minimizing contact with Von Lin is probably for the best. If anything, perhaps once there is a more dominant position by our friends downstairs, there will be a position of power from which to negotiate. That's perhaps they should let things lie. Right now, not so much.
All right.
If we have powerful individuals who are also saying, do not mess with this gentleman, then they are much more likely to listen.
True.
All right.
Uh,
So what's the hardline plan? What are we doing moving forward?
I think that we should go and have dinner at the Rowdy Drake later tonight. And in the meantime, Serafina is maintaining her promise with to Maximilian about teaching him Sylvan. And I'm actually going to do some sort of covert conversations with the people who know Maximilian well. Like, I know that his parents are gone. He has no family. He's being taken care of by, I don't think we ever caught her name, but
The crone.
but Seraphina has uncharacteristically found some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Like, she sees Maximilian reflect some of the things that she was as a child, like way back in the past, and is now starting to take an interest in him and as like a, what is this child? who is he?
So apparently I have entirely lost somewhere in a physical note what his caretaker's name is. So we're just gonna
Babushka.
we're just gonna do it over. We're just gonna do it over. No big deal.
Jed.
I like mine better.
Jed's their first name, last name Babushka.
Jed Babushka.
It
Fleur
sounds like
Berenger.
Okay.
And add that to a physical note immediately.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what Seraphina is doing. Is getting some intel on our little tiny friend.
Fleur is not particularly talkative. You almost get hit by grease from her ladle a few times because she talks with her hands too, but she's also cooking her vat of stew.
That's fine. I'm pretty dexterous.
Yeah.
This boy, he came to me.
Like, flicking the ladle around.
Choking from the smoke. Lots of violence. Bad day. He doesn't remember much, but
So spatter some more grease.
this is probably for the best.
Yes. Do you like having him around?
I do
Is
not
he-
like anybody.
Okay.
But as far as people go, he is not so bad. He mostly does what he's told.
Okay. Do you think that he is safe right now with what we are currently doing?
Of course not.
Okay.
But I also believe if he were to be anywhere else, he would probably draw attention to himself, cause trouble, make it worse.
Okay.
He's very fighty.
I think I know how to redirect this energy. Thank you so much for this information. And
You want some stew before you go?
oh, I couldn't have another bowl. Thank you, though.
You're so skinny.
She reaches over and, like, pinches your arm.
You need to put on some pounds.
Slaps her belly.
How else are you supposed to have the energy to bear children? Motherhood
that.
takes a lot out of you.
I have no doubts. Thank you again. And I just like exit. All right. I'm going to go up to my quarters and send a message to Galag and ask him to send a message to my parents that I need to hear from them. And I'm aware this is going to take a while. It's going to take probably a week or two at least. Just thinking about how my little Fox Messenger goes. But I would like to talk to my parents.
Gotcha. Noted. You do so. It goes out.
Great. Shall we go to the Rowdy Drake for dinner, my friends?
I just had one little just side note, nothing particularly in detail. Just similarly, while we're killing time, Roderick doing whatever he's doing, whether he's working on the table or not, Seraphina's, working with Maximilian. I specifically would like to kind of make my way down to, you said it's raining outside, so most everybody's inside, to where all of the, soldiers we have are. and just kind of chat with them, mostly with kind of I say younger, the individuals that are not my age, like anywhere between the youngest at like 16 or 18 up to like in their 30s, and I just kind of want to chat with them and kind of like, what layer you're from, and kind of like, who do you know who all do you know? I'll see if I know anybody that just kind of making my way through them, just chatting, being a talkative grandpa, trying to get tabs on these youngins.
So first of all, you'll notice in the last couple days, there's been a lot more people there at the hideout, for lack of a better word, home base. And are a lot more people in and out. Other than right now where everyone's not in and out, they're just in because it's pouring rain. So you're trying to just touch base on like the attitudes, or
no, I'm quite literally just trying to like get tidbits about each of them, like kind of like
you're just getting to know
whereabouts
you kind of thing.
Yeah, like whereabouts in Griffin they're from, kind of, and also kind of very, I think, kind of almost pointedly want to see what their interests outside of this conflict are. Like
Gotcha.
what things, like kind of indicators of what they may have been doing previous to this, like as a living, or things that they're interested in doing as a living, things like that, things that are not fighting.
Yeah. So besides the getting to know you as far as interests and personal histories, which are going to be individual to each soldier, they seem to be primarily, and I know this is shocking, primarily from the fourth layer and a handful from the Mesolete.
Okay.
They are mostly children of the working class. You have a very few like yourself who seem to have gotten involved in kind of a, I don't want to push this off on the youth kind of viewpoint. You don't have a lot of in between. It seems mostly like, a handful of people in their, 50s who were like the, young grandparents or older parents, or you have like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed 17 to 25 age range, not much in the middle.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah. Just like I said, get to know you questions, kind of figuring out kind of stuff like, and if anything, like, because I figure if we're hanging out here until we're going down for like supper dinner-ish, I've got hours. Just seeing if I can get them talking about the things that like they enjoy. Just get them to ramble for a little bit, each of them.
Gotcha. I'm just checking something real quick.
Why you check that? Before we go, I'll also say to Maximilian of tonight I will read you a story before you go to bed.
Oh, what kind of story?
We'll have to find out.
Oh, that is not fair. Tell me what kind now. What is it about?
It is the type with words.
Just kind of smacks his hand on the table in impotent fury.
That is not fair.
Max,
Serafina, make him tell me what kind of story it is.
Excuse me.
I am not going to have Gaia divulge the surprise. That would be not as much fun.
Don't like surprises.
I don't like surprises either sometimes, but people do them and we have to deal with it. So
Give for a surprise.
I know. But we will be back and Gaia will read you a story and we'll have I'll bring you a treat if you are good.
Oh, what kind of treat?
It's gonna be a surprise.
Just to see him like turning red in frustration.
I know, sweetie. It'll be okay.
He pouts.
That's fine. He can pout.
Right, so are y'all heading off to the Rowdy Drake?
Yeah, let's go. It's gonna be a great time.
They're all going?
Is it still
Full
raining?
squad. It has dropped from the torrential downpour to a steady gray-skied drizzle.
Okay. Before we leave, Seraphina reluctantly changes her outfit to something that's not as bardic inspired. That it's a little bit more form fitting, a little bit more like I'd catch attention, because she's going to try to get people to like willingly talk to her without it being awkward.
Flirtatious outfit.
That definitely makes it awkward
It'll be fine.
for at least half of the people involved. And by half, I mean you.
It's a performance. She's pretending. This is how she gets through these things. But it's necessary at this point in time.
It'll be awkward for onlookers. We're gonna be so like, man, this is weird. It's unfortunate. Either that or we'll make fun of them. Either way, probably two.
Y'all head up. You get there. You're wet.
Great.
So is everyone else.
Roderick's not wet.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
I mean, I still get right.
They'll just dry in like 5 to 10 minutes.
I mean, yeah, it's frustrating. It's hard to see when your eyes are made apart.
Just blinded.
Just like
You're suffering
fogged
from the
up.
constant steam. Oh god, that'd be infuriating.
I'm just rubbing my thumbs through funny.
Rubbing my thumbs through flames, like, what the fuck, man?
So you go in, and it is about 30 times more packed than y'all were there earlier in the day. There are now 3 people behind the bar, several people running trays and dishes, and fair few tables that are not already occupied. Every bar seat is occupied. There, instead of just one person playing the stringed instrument, there is a trio. 2 playing stringed instruments, one of which is a lyre, you're familiar enough to see. Another stranger looking one you're not familiar with, and another playing some kind of double pipe thing.
Okay.
And it is much more energetic and loud than before. Are y'all going to try and find a seat at one of the tables, or what are y'all doing? Yeah, y'all head to
What is the general like reaction to Roderick's presence in here?
I was going to get to that after I found out if y'all were going to go all the way in or not.
Oh, gotcha.
Hell yeah.
You know how earlier I said some of you get like second looks, but never a third? You're getting thirds, fourths, fifths, you know.
Okay.
But mostly it's kind of like a, hey, what is that thing? That's crazy.
Okay.
And y'all have barely seated at your table before some drunk guy comes over. What is this? This is crazy. You're wearing armor. Where's you glowing? Where's the light come from? Where is it Oh, you're warm. Oh, you're warm.
Touching as well as his fellow lewd without
I'll-
commission.
What is he
What?
speaking?
Huh?
Is
He's
he-
speaking Southern.
Oh, okay.
I'll just kind of touch him on the shoulder and just be like,
Hey, you're pretty warm too, cuz.
What?
He's not too hot. Come on.
I thought it was. It seemed like it would be.
I'm gonna get another drink.
Do you
You
want to
kinda
be
like-
bright
Perhaps
like
you should
him?
not do that.
Huh? What was that, Apollinaire?
I said, when he's saying like, I'm gonna go get another. Perhaps you should not be able. Perhaps you should sit down and
He's
take
already
in
doing
the,
that like
the environment.
sideways shoulder slide between a few other people to head towards the bar.
Oh, never mind. It's like
If it
if it's that packed, then Do we have to like squeeze by people? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, at a couple places, like between tables
Okay.
and stuff, it's not like wall to wall.
A lot
Right.
of people with
But
very minor.
out of the,
workings.
50 or 60 tables they have here across
You're-
both floors, there's probably like 5 or 6 tables open when you get there.
Your standard, it's pretty sparse, but everyone's packed around the bar kind of thing or something like that?
Oh, that part for sure.
Right, yeah, okay.
A lot near the bar, a lot near the performers. Some people kind of getting started on the dancing and such.
All right, where we sitting?
Here.
Y'all had found a table when
Oh,
that
shit.
occurred. Y'all were in the process of sitting.
All right.
They all just taking a seat.
Taking a seat, and I think that once we have ordered, Seraphina takes Guy's hand and goes, "Let's dance!" And like goes to the, because I'm trying to listen, and if you're dancing and there's other, and you said that there was people dancing, right? I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, there are
So like.
at least a couple dozen people dancing over there, right?
Yeah. So like I'm trying to like use the dancing as an excuse to try to overhear as many snippets of conversation, and if I catch something that's important, stick around in that space.
Gotcha.
Guy does an average job of dancing.
Gotcha.
Hey, screwing up the Cupid shuffle.
You are not familiar at all with what the dance that, again, the mostly Karathite population that is doing the dance. It is some traditional type of group dance thing. Seraphine, I'm not going to make you roll for it because you're accustomed to learning a bunch of different dances. It'll probably take you a couple minutes to pick up on the patterns and the swing of things, but you'll get there. Gaia, you're not trained. It's a foreign dance. She's doing her best, bless her heart. And I mean that in the most southern way possible.
I was about to say, I was like, that sounds like you're saying it in the southern way, and
I was.
It's the best way, honestly.
Bless her heart, and I mean that
Bless
as southern
your
as
heart.
possible.
Okay.
To Apollinaire and Roderick, whether or not you get any others approaching the table to speculate to your face, there's definitely some, hey, what's that man doing in his armor? No negative attention explicitly, but lots of attention. Lots of attention.
I want to, like, if I see people talking about, like, oh, come have a sit down, my friend. Have a chat with him. I promise he's a very kind individual. There's no need to gawk from afar.
Oddly enough, it is a Karathite soldier that comes over first.
Perfect.
The local Griffin individuals that had also commented kind of shy away. But one of the soldiers is, kind of pushed over there by his buddies, like, hey, what is this? What is going on here?
Have a seat. Have a seat.
Takes a seat.
This guy's obviously Karothi.
Yeah, no, he is, like, in uniform, so.
Come on, do not just sit there and stare. He is a person just the same as you. Speak, chat with him.
That is.
It is rude just to
fascinating
stare.
It's not armor. It's just me. I was created by Owner. I know you guys don't favor God so much, but that's what makes it kind of funny.
I mean, I don't dislike the gods. I just kind of like slowly. Do you mind?
But
Like-
you,
He's like
Yeah,
half
sure.
reached out towards your arm, but stops. You go, wow.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you're a tricksy one. By Ona, you said.
Right, yeah.
What is it like? How are you? Guys! waves over like 2 or 3 of his buddies from the next table over. He says that is his body. It was made by Ona. Ah, he is pulling our leg. Take your helmet off.
Just gonna
Bloop.
just fucking
Your flag
fire inside. Yeah, but I'm flashing these
Immediate
dudes.
recoil from like all of them.
That's it. Hey, now, that is very lewd.
I think it is well within our right to recoil. He's a man made of fire.
It's pretty hot in there. You know, it's uncomfortable. I keep it closed up for a reason.
Without replicating 4 people's shock at seeing something completely unheard of, it goes on for a bit. It probably, once people have seen those 4 soldiers break the ice, soon y'all's table has as much of a crowd around it as the dance floor of the bar.
Oh God. My entire purpose here is I'm actively trying to get people to like not just marvel and be like, "Wow, that's so weird." I'm getting people to actually like actively trying to get people to talk to Roderick and like interact with him. Specifically, definitely the soldiers.
I'm gonna be real with you. 80% of them are just gonna gawk.
That's fine. I'll call them out. I'm just like, stop being rude. Stop staring. Like, if you're not gonna here to have a conversation, fuck off. Like,
when you have like 25 or 30 people crowding your table, Apollinaire, unless you are physically striking them with your cane, you're only gonna have so much success. But you do have
I'm doing my best though.
That first guy that came over, huh? No,
Is Apollinaire no Karuth?
No, but they are speaking almost exclusively, to y'all at least, in Southern Standard.
I speak Grandpa though, and I'm doing my best to shame anyone who's being rude.
The overwhelming majority of Karathites are bilingual. It is far more common amongst Karathites than it is among like Altons or Griffinese, I guess.
But yeah, I am just to boil it down. I am trying to humanize Roderick to anybody I can.
Yeah. There's a few, like that first one that came over, probably spends half an hour or more asking Roderick endless questions.
Yep. That's perfect.
I'm gonna do a perception check to wingman Seraphina for any attractive soldiers and tell them in Karothi to teach her how to actually dance the dance that she's trying to do.
You speak Karathite or Karothi?
Yeah.
Oh, bet.
Whatever.
Okay.
Nice.
Roll
So
me
I'm gonna be like, in another language, like, hey.
She's butchering it, and you should go help her out. She's a nice lady. Look at it. Look. All knees and no ankles.
Roll me a wisdom check at disadvantage. Make it an even roll then. Oh, yeah, sure, I'll give it a try. And you're not too drunk. It's kind of a plain-looking guy heads over there and, hey, miss, your friend over at the table said to show you how to dance.
Oh!
He kind of holds his hand out.
Wonderful. I would love to learn more about karate dancing. And
Of course, it is because it is the best dancing. Apparently,
heard.
everyone here has a head cold because the DM has a head cold.
No.
And you just see Gaia scamper off into the distance. I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be back.
Ow!
And just like that, you are being danced. I will. I don't have. I was gonna say spun around, and I was like, that sounds very British form of dancing. So I will.
Square dance.
The Karothi language is modeled after Greek, so I don't know.
So it's very line dancing. Like that's you know.
It's a group dance that
Yeah.
there's a set structure, a series of
Yep.
moves. Everyone does it in sync, kind of a thing. So
Okay. Well, that's fine. And I think that trying to forgive Roderick, I start to speak Karathi and just say like, oh, I love the music. Like, is he a soldier?
yeah, all the ones that were crowded around were soldiers.
Great. So I am going. If I know that he's a soldier, I am going to turn on.
High or low?
Oh, fuck me. I'm gonna go low this time.
Traitor. Unless it's good, and then it's
Oh,
And with that, I need a moment, so we're gonna go ahead and go on a very,
Daddy
very
moment.
lightly early break.
Oh no!
Before, if it's possible, before we go on break, can I do like a perception check or an insight check to see how Serafina is taking to having a person to come and dance with her?
I mean, sure, but as far as I know, Serafina was like, I mean, she's been to public dances like this before. It's a formal event. Person would be familiar with, I don't want to say line dances, they're like a pattern dance, like where they're all organized together, or would that be a line dance? Yeah.
That's a line dance. It's
So
square
it's just
dancing. It's a hoedown. You know, the whole 9 yards.
I
Yeah.
think
Hell
most
yeah.
countries or most cultures in the entire world have some form of pattern dancing like that. So
Sure.
yeah,
those are the
you're
ones
familiar
we
with the
know.
concept. But if you want to roll to see her reaction to it, go for it. The results will be up to Serafina, not to me.
Results may vary.
The natural one.
Never mind. You don't see shit. You can't even see. There's like people in the way.
Okay, fair enough.
And with that, we're going to go on a quick break so I can figure some things out. We will be between 10 and 20 minutes while we get some food, empty our bladders, and fill our bellies. Don't go anywhere, and we'll see you guys, hopefully, here shortly. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome back from our break, episode 7 of Blood and Silver here on Hard Knock Dice. The first half of our session, our heroes decided to do some digging and have found themselves in a drinking house / tavern / bar and grill titled Kemone's Rowdy Drake, where they have showed up and decided to make themselves regular in order to establish some normalcy so that when their assassination / discouragement target shows up later this weekend, it won't be out of place. Before we had left, our own Serafina had found a dance with a Karothi soldier while a crowd of Karothi soldiers were taking looks at Roderick while Apollinaire did his best to humanize him to make him seem more normal. So party. That is exactly where we're at. We did roll an important dice before we went to break, but that's fine. We're not going to worry about that right this second. So,
Perfect.
where were we? Yes, Serafina, you were dancing, and this gentleman is talking to you while y'all dance.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, doing the whole square dance thing. You switch off to another partner, switch back to each other. The initial shock has died down over the next, I'll say it takes a good hour for Roderick to no longer be inciting shock and awe, but there is still a bunch of people hanging around asking questions. As the first few dances wind down, the musicians switch to something a little bit more chilled just so everyone can catch their breath. The soldier gestures back towards your table. You're both a little sweaty, out of breath. Can I get you a drink, ma'am?
Of course, I would love a beverage. Thank you.
I'll get one for your friends as well. I'll be right back. That is your table. And he
That is my
gestures at Roderick. All right.
Yes.
He heads off towards the bar. What are the rest of y'all doing in this brief interim? Gaia, you also went to get a drink, right?
Mhm.
You get a drink. What are you drinking on tonight, ma'am?
Just in alcohol.
And alcohol. All right. Well,
No.
are we
One
going
alcohol,
like
please.
beer or are we going like liquor? Like, I need to know what kind of night you're having.
Oh God.
Guy will walk up to the bar
Hmm. Yep.
and order an alcohol, whatever that entails.
Okay. How old are you?
I am an adult.
I don't think so. Go find your parents. Next.
Do you want to see? I
Hey,
can
there's already other people starting to press into the space. He is addressing his attention to someone else.
The guy will cast light
Steal.
and put a very bright white light on the counter and keep doing it until he comes back.
So y'all all see this as just a beacon of light appears on the bar, and now there is another crowd of people. Kind of what starts as your attempt to get his attention and believe you're adult has turned into a dozen and a half people oohing and awing over you just creating light out of nothing here on the countertop, and they're asking you all about it.
Yes, I do a little pheromone material. What is the material?
I should say near the bottom of the spell.
Oh, so I guess I'm actually taking the tip of my staff and tapping the countertop with it.
That does not change anything that I said.
Cat Dolph.
And you see, I was doing this because they thought I wasn't an adult. I am not a child. I have lived for it's been a while. I've lived for a while. I've reached adulthood.
Make me a persuasion check at disadvantage. And the disadvantage is not your fault. The bartender rolled a natural 1 on his insight check to believe you on whether or not you're an
Jesus
adult.
Christ.
That's fine. I always roll at disadvantage as long as my cats are around. 13.
Then roll at double disadvantage. Remember,
Oof.
disadvantage stacks with the rule
Oh,
set
it
we are
does?
using.
Yep. Here it does. The Infamous Cody stuff. Which
That's
that can
fine,
work in our
13.
favor.
What was that?
13. Stay the same.
13. All right. He is still not selling you any alcohol.
Rip.
Let me rephrase that. He will give you a cup. It is full of liquid.
Thank you. I'll go back to the table.
Can I bro nod the bartender from our fucking table? Like, thanks, bro.
You could, but he's busy. There's lots of
Damn
people
it.
there.
And she'll
I
leave 2
appreciate it.
silvers on the counter. Because she does not know how much alcohol is.
It's on the house. He waves your hand away.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
I've made my
Um,
way back to my
Thank you.
table and,
Mhm.
and look at Roderick and go, we're going to have conversations about you sending men over to me.
So it is only a few minutes after that, which is super. That's probably the most unrealistic thing about today's session. It's not the giant man made of metal and flame. It's that the guy went to the bar and got back in less than like 20 minutes.
It doesn't take that long.
Like 5 or 6 minutes later, the bearded man that you'd been dancing with slides a chair up next to you, places mugs around for everyone, including for Roderick. Gaia, you weren't there. You don't get a mug, but you've got your own mug that doesn't taste like water. So,
That's alright, she can have mine.
No.
I had a lovely time dancing with you. What is your name, madam?
My name is Serafina. It was very nice to dance with you as well.
Nice to meet you. I am Alekos Rokidis.
What a pleasure. What
He,
a pleasure it is.
like holds out his hand to shake your hand, but like coyly.
I put my hand out and sort of like daintily like put it out to like I don't know the weird like claw.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like not a
That's
proper
like the,
handshake, but the like.
Yeah.
She comes out like
the
this.
ladylike handshake.
Yes, the ladylike handshake.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He bows, mimics kissing your fingers, but does not make contact, being polite even now. And kind of relaxes, takes a couple sips of his drink. So who are your friends, other than your large metal friend that introduced us?
Yes, so this is Roderick. This
Pleasure,
is
Mr.
Apollinaire. He is my great uncle.
Pleasure, sir.
And this is our dear friend Gaia.
Oh, hello, little one. Kind of like pats your shoulder. Not like disrespectfully or condescendingly, but as one does a child usually.
It's kind of. Do you think I am a child?
Kind of makes eye contact with
interest.
you, Seraphina. Yes.
Looks can be deceiving, my dear.
As we can tell, and kind of gestures again at Roderick.
I'm 12.
Kind of mumbles under her breath. I'm gonna get a beer.
Did you not already get a drink at the bar?
Beard.
No, a beard.
I think she said beard.
A beard. Oh, a beard. Oh, just.
That will make me look older.
Of course.
No, they're not all they're cut up to be. It's a little itchy, he says, scratching his own. Just kind of like mockingly. Not mocking you, mocking beards. Self-deprecating, if you will.
Yeah.
Mustaches on the other hand.
So you are locals, by your accent?
Yes.
Yes. Although I grew up someplace else, my great uncle here did grow up here in Griffin. Yes.
Born and raised. Yes.
Thank you. It's a beautiful city. Glad to be privileged to be stationed here.
Yes. I mean, if you weren't stationed here, how would we have had such a wonderful dance just now?
It is fate. He says, smiling at the comment, not actually caught up in it.
Right. Right.
So what do y'all do? He kind of looks down at his uniform. A soldier.
I'm a
I'm a repairman, mostly.
gestures at him still having like 3 backpacks worth of things on his large body.
Not what I would have assumed, but like you said, kind of gestures at Apollinaire. Looks can be deceiving. Apparently.
Of course. You never know until you sit and have a nice conversation with somebody. Get to know them,
Yes.
Exactly.
I have moved to Griffin to attend the Bardic College. I'm a performer.
One day you will have to show me a performance. Where do you perform?
Many places.
The Body House.
It's one brothel. She got a job there the other day.
Oh! Which one?
It's pretty, what would you say the name of it was?
It's the Carnation. I provide the downstairs entertainment. When you are a bard, you have to be able to perform in a multitude of places. I am simply a student, and it is required of my guild.
Performance is a performance.
And not
Yeah.
my cat.
No, like, she means she's really singing there. And, like, playing music and stuff.
Yes, that is what I was assuming.
Okay. I didn't want you to get the
Inside
wrong idea.
Inside check.
Roll it if you want. Roll it if
That
you want.
took me a second.
18.
It had literally not occurred to him that she meant anything other than musical performance until Roderick said something.
Good lad. Good lad.
Roderick, you're shooting just straight tens tonight. Um, while I would love to see you perform, I feel like that could be taken amiss. Is there anywhere else I could see you perform?
Well, I do often play in different taverns and things, but I usually have to either get invited or I have to go and put myself on the schedule.
Why don't you play here?
Well, I don't know very many Karathi songs, and this seems like a very Karathi establishment.
We can have a little bit of variety. My brother is good friends with Mr. Kimon.
Oh, really? Who is your brother?
Spiros Rokidis. I'm sure you have heard of him, the governor.
Oh!
I don't mean that to give myself more prestige. I just meant that it could get you on the stage, maybe.
No, and don't take this the wrong way. As someone, I'm very involved in my studies. I don't often get out aside from working, for the interning. So I guess I just wasn't paying that close attention to the counselors, right? Like, music is just so much more important to me, right?
Politics is not everybody's cup of tea. Personally, I am happy to only be a captain. I only have to deal with myself and my soldiers. But
that's fair.
Going to be honest, and don't take this the wrong way, but I would like to see you again, even if it is on stage.
I don't take it the wrong way at all. I would love to play for you and for your compatriots. And maybe I can get some music from the college to... is there a particular artist from your country that you haven't heard recently that I can learn and, be patriotic?
I've never been a big follower of the great performers, but I'm sure that someone at the Collegium will know some Karothite performers' names.
Okay, I will go and ask then.
Anything at all. Like, perform even your own local songs. We will be glad to hear them. I'm sure you're very talented.
Some say yes. I'm still learning every day, though.
Did you bring your instrument with you? I
don't have my lyre on me. I do have bird pipes, though, in like a pocket. So I wasn't thinking about bringing my instrument. But yeah, can you remind me what his first name is?
Alikos.
Alikos. Whew, okay. So Seraphina reaches her hand out and gently places it on his arm and goes, Alikos, I will be here tomorrow. I have come to enjoy the food and the music here. So if you are going to be here for dinner tomorrow, I will be here.
As will I. Karoth may have... he says, Karoth may be a hard country, but we do have some charms.
I can tell.
I won't take up any more of your time, my lady, but I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.
You too.
And he kind of is lovely to meet the two of you as well. Have a good time here. Our food is good, as are our drinks. And
Two.
Nods. Well, the food, at least, he says to you. For context, I don't know how it's going to apply to any of your roleplay. Basically, what the bartender gave you was like a splash of beer and the rest is water.
Nice. See, I knew I liked this guy. I knew I liked this place. A stand-up fella running this joint.
Alikos, nods at the rest of the table, says his goodbyes to the soldiers around that he knows personally, and heads off to, his own table where he was at prior. You do catch him, if you look, occasionally shooting glances back at y'all's table.
Actually, he was really nice, the captain and everything.
He was very kind, and he wasn't vulgar, so I do appreciate that.
I don't like him.
to do it? What is the problem, Saya? Or Gaia? Saya.
He's rude.
How was he
Like
rude
at
though?
shoulder level.
He said he liked you. He said it was nice to meet you too.
I believe he was
Two
referring
as
to
in
yourself and
also.
Serafina. He had already met myself and Rodri. You know, he had been sitting here talking with us before he went and danced.
I'm gonna be honest, him initially saying the two was a DM fuck up, not him, because I
Too
was
late.
still envisioning you at the bar for whatever reason.
Oh, all right.
Oh, Roy.
You
Oh,
Well,
think
and I
I am
took
a
it,
child?
DM, I took it as TOO. It was like, nice to meet you as well. At 2. That's what I
the
heard.
royal too.
Yeah.
I can also use that. I'll actually go with that. That sounds good.
He said all y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all.
All y'all.
Y'all.
He thinks I am a child.
Gaia, my dear, they think that I am 30. It is okay. We allow these people to perceive us. It is we just take the advantage of that. They think you are a child, so they think that you are naive, but you can disprove them when it is most appropriate to do so.
You know,
Awkward moment. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, people think I'm a demon, but I'm not a demon. But then I got to thinking, do gods make demons? Cause I actually might be a demon. But
No,
by the
no,
way,
no, no, no.
Well, I mean, seeing as they do not exist, I do not think they make anything.
You don't believe in the gods, guy?
Wait, are you saying demons or gods don't exist?
Gods do not exist.
Why do you think that?
Because if gods existed, then they would have helped me.
we're here right now.
What was that?
I'm here right now. Made by gods and stuff, helping you out. Not perfect.
Then where were you when I got this? She
When
tugs
you-
at the collar.
I don't know.
Because
Sorry.
I asked for help then and I didn't get any.
I think I'm only supposed to be for like repairing stuff and hard working for owner. But if I knew where you at, I would have helped you, of course. Sorry.
She'll just look down at the table. It is alright.
Serafina scooches her beer across and hands it to her.
Serafina says, "Here's some alcohol. Just push all that down. Just push all that down."
We'll deal with the trauma tonight. We'll deal with it
Yeah,
later.
you have
Oh no.
I'm glad I can break you guys so easy with but a mean.
Oh
Alright.
no.
So, is there anything else we're going to be doing tonight, other than just establishing yourselves as regulars here?
I think we've done that.
Further,
Humanize the flaming metal suit man
I'm
to as many people as will be willing to talk to him.
gonna take the flagon that Serafina's pushing over towards Gaia, and I'm going to shove it in her hands and forcibly pick Gaia up from the other side of the table, and we're gonna go dance.
okay.
While she gets shit faced, I reckon.
Oh no.
Oh no. Story time's gonna be interesting tonight.
For both Serafina and Apollinaire, who are remaining at the table, I'm guessing, if y'all can give me perception checks.
You got it, boss. Yeah. 13. With the double digits, let's go.
I got a 13 as well.
Gotcha. All right. So y'all dance. After y'all danced, if there's anything, if there's not anything else specific y'all like to be doing, y'all dance, you eat, you drink, shell out your silvers as you will, and then head on back. Just like before, the meal's a silver if you want one.
I have one slight, maybe fucked up ulterior motive. I would like this dance to be very animated, as in the sloshing around of beer in one's stomach, so that it might come up the way it came in, and she won't spend the whole night in a terrible predicament.
Make me a
Vomit induction check.
dexterity check, upwards inflection.
Sure.
Shake, shake, shake.
7.
Shake, shake.
Gaia, make a save, a con save versus DC 7.
Real quick, guy would not instantly down the flagon,
Okay.
but
That's why it's a 7. There you go.
There you
It's
go.
again, the game writes itself.
con is 19.
Gucci.
Oh, I thought you said like your con score was 19. I'm like, you're a fucking hardy little bastard.
She is made out of clay.
But
Despite your most vigorous dancing attempts, she does not regurgitate.
Oh my goodness.
Yet.
seeing as she has 2 flagons, though, she would be a little bit careless while she's dancing. So someone would splash out.
Not like it's sloshed. So.
Oh no.
And later in the night, having eaten, drank, and socialized, and
I'm sorry,
made
DM.
some new
Last thing.
friends. What?
I was saying, sorry, DM. Last thing. For me, at
Go for
least.
it.
I
Let's hear
promise. Just on our exit, I want to make a point of passing by Rokide's table.
Mhm.
And just kind of, once again, just kind of give him the grandfather pat on the, like oh, Sonny, like, on that shoulder.
Right.
It is nice to meet you and all of your friends. They were all quite kind to my friend, despite, his differences.
What was it? You were introduced as her great uncle?
Correct.
You all seem like kind people, and your great niece is charming.
Of course. And just kind of gesture at, like, his whole table. Perhaps you and your friends, they could come down. I do not currently. I'm between businesses, but if you make your way down to the fourth layer sometime, I know it is far and not quite as fancy, but the company is good, and the drink, it flows just the same. I'm sure that you would make many friends there.
Most of them look slightly awkward at the idea of going down to the 4th layer.
Can I get any kind of read of why they feel awkward about it?
You would know,
the
like,
pores are there.
No, it's they are keenly aware of
Okay.
the role they play here,
Right.
like uncomfortably aware. So they're kind of like, yeah, I am sure that would be well received. But Alikos bears it in a little bit more grace, and he's like, we appreciate the offer and thank you very much, sir.
I'll just
We'll keep it
smile,
in
like, I'm just gonna make sure, like, it's clear I've acknowledged, like, I know why they're uncomfortable, and just perhaps such an olive blanche could go a long way to making things more pleasant.
Yeah, Alikos nods and just says, we could always do with more olive branches. They do better than the alternative.
And just kind of wink at him. It is a great sign of humility and honor of an individual to be willing to extend such a blanch from a place of power.
He just nods at you and smiles.
Good night, gentlemen.
All right. Any more last minutes, last things? All right.
I mean, I'll probably have a chat with Serafina on the way home.
I am sure. It has almost entirely stopped raining. While it is still wet and the streets are gleaming, It is just the occasional drip from the overcast sky.
Thank fuck!
Your boy goes pretty nice. It's
Roderick,
okay.
you are not wrong. He was very kind. And it is very helpful that he is also a Rokides.
What's that?
He is the brother of the person that we are trying to convince to be out of this conflict.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I did good then. We could probably use that.
You did good. I am less annoyed than I was earlier. But looks like we're going to be here for a while. We're going to be coming back for a while.
Wait a minute. Oh, you know what, fancy blokes, I'm so sorry. I just assumed. My bad.
It's okay.
The ladies then, I got you.
Yeah, and I think after that conversation, Seraphina is quiet the rest of the way back to the Seven Chesters.
All right. Any other in-travel conversations en route?
Gaia's a cat flying above.
All right.
Swerving.
Yes.
Drunk
Between
flying.
between the dancing and
She's
the
not necessarily
bartender's strategic decisions, she's not that drunk really.
Okay,
Oh
cool.
man.
You just got a buzz going on.
Yeah.
So, y'all make it back to the Seven Jesters, and it's quiet. It's like approaching midnight. There's, the guard in the alley, the guards in the antechamber. Everything else seems quiet. Only a couple of candles lit.
Great.
Y'all heading to bed, or what's up? All right. Or a couple of you are heading to bed.
Story time.
Oh yeah, we promised Maximilian story time.
It is
Yeah.
quite late. And Seraphina, when you get upstairs, Maximilian is asleep in your bed.
This kid don't even got his own bed. That's fucked up.
That's
Oh,
cute, but also
he
that kid
does.
probably smells terrible.
He is asleep in your bed, like holding the book that you were supposed to be reading in.
I gently I think I have like a bowl of water with like a handkerchief, and I like clean off his face a little bit and stare down at him, and then
Seraphina! Story
hi.
time!
It is story time. I did promise. That is right.
Blinks a few times, not necessarily in sync while he gets his bearings from having been dead asleep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Just kind of thrusts the book out at you.
Yeah. I tell him to lie down, and I call Gaia up and have Gaia read the story, and I'll play like a really soft tune to put him back to sleep.
Oh.
Gaia will put her hand on top of the book, but not open it, and begin to tell a story about a small kitten who is taken away from her home by an evil witch.
Do you have pictures to this one? There's pictures in the book.
I do not.
Fine.
Some stories do not. Oh! It's gonna cast minor illusion.
Oh, okay. Oh, that is even better than pictures. Seraphina, can we do this with all of them?
If Gaia says yes, then we can do this with
Gaia,
everyone.
please.
We can.
Okay.
Okay, but you need to lie down, please.
He had sat bolt upright at the illusion, lays back down, but like on a spring.
Yeah, and I will accompany the illusion with my instrument.
He did not last very long because he rolled a 5 on his saving throw to not fall back asleep. So he makes it maybe 15 minutes into your story, Gaia, before he's like had his little hands clutched in anticipation. Just...
So I gently pick him up, and I think that I have like my travel cot, and I ask Gaia to set up the travel cot and like shift some of the curtains around and then put him in the travel cot.
Gotcha. So you have a sleeping Maximilian on your cot.
Yeah.
Is everyone heading to bed after that? All right. Guy, I need you to make me a perception check at disadvantage. Which, at regular disadvantage because of your cat, right?
No, I don't get disadvantage on perceptions. Persuasion, performance, and deception.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, then just roll it flat then.
Oh, okay. I can make an advantage for investigation and perception, but that's 4.
All right. As you lay down in your nest of foliage, you hear a cracking sound and feel a wetness along your back and one of your shoulders. Upon further investigation, you will find several eggs worked into your nest.
Guy will remember this.
The endless cycle of revenge.
Jesus Christ. I actually am just. I think I'd have waited until been hanging or whatever until they wrapped up gathering that perhaps Maximilian had found his way down here. Come upon Gaia after she's like eggs is like squinting. I'm just gonna kind of old man make my way till I'm sitting down on the floor. You're just kind of Gaia, of course, you know you're perfectly welcome to say that this is not a good time, but I was hoping that I might talk with you a little bit about what you said back at the lake.
Yes.
Just gonna kind of. You said that that you do not believe in the gods because they should have come or would have come to help you. Yes.
Yes, they do not exist.
Would you hate them if they did?
Yes. They chose to leave me. To let or make me do those things.
What about this? Your boss.
I do not. She'll look at her cats. Check one thing real quick. I need a second. And I hope this works. And she's going to begin the 1-minute process of attempting to disperse her two cats with a DC 15 animal handling check. That is an 8. So I imagine I'll try to shoo them out the door and then turn around and they're back in the room. And you just see Gaia kind of... She already knows. I hate her. She took me from my home. She made me hurt people. And she won't leave me alone. She is always... She gestures at the cats. She is always here. And she always knows.
Okay. Okay. But you wish for that not to be so.
I do, but there is nothing I can do.
Okay. Let's not say nothing. You don't know what to do yet. Instead. So I'm sure there is a way. The world is a very wide place. You didn't know about Griffin. Probably a short while ago.
I did everything I could, and I was punished until I stopped. Even the thought of being away from her makes me uncomfortable. She's told me I am not allowed to remove, and she's looking down at the ground, to remove my collar or my ribbon, to let the cats out of my sight, and that she will come for me. And I know these things to be true because they are. Aya does not lie to me.
DM, is that name familiar at all in any capacity, in like legend or the capacity of like anything?
Sorry, I was double checking another piece of lore. Which name?
Aya. Just what I presume is you're saying the name of your boss / master.
No, that would not
No,
have
nothing
been...
at all.
No.
Okay. Well, I think that it is quite fortunate then that myself and surely Roderick and Serafina are perfectly willing and happy to see what we can do. Okay?
And she looks afraid. I do not want to get you involved. If Aya finds out, she will make me hurt all of you.
I don't believe that you would.
I can't stop her. If she tells me to do something, I must. Or I will be punished.
But then, before she comes, we will either simply have to find a way to keep that from happening, or to convince her that that is not what she wants to do. But See, if I'm going to help you, I think I would like your help as well. Okay? Yeah. Get my burnt arm out from under, my cloak where I just kind of habitually keep it. I was gonna kind of stretch out and hit like up-handed, like gesturing for to like you would to take someone's hand. You see, I don't think that it was a much shorter time than you have obviously had to go through, but I have met an individual who would very much like for me to help people, be they innocent or guilty or anything in between, regardless, just to cause them pain. And for that to make me happy. But I do not want that. But I cannot get away from him yet. I cannot break whatever hold he has on me yet. And I would like for you to help me do that. If it is okay for me to ask.
Of course. I would like to help you.
Good. Well then, I think it is only fair if I help you do the same.
I cannot agree.
Well, I don't know how many old men you have met, but I've been told we can be quite set in our ways, especially when we have made our mind up about something. And he's gonna kind of squeeze your hand and kind of with his bare hand. And I must say, I think I have made up my mind.
Thank you.
You should get those eggs out of your bed. Probably make it a little slimy in the morning. And you might stink.
It won't be the worst that I have ever smelled, but you are right.
Well, for all of the rest of our sakes, then. And I'm sure that Maximilian will make fun of you if you smell like spoiled eggs.
You will have to see about him.
Don't. Nothing too mean now. You don't want to escalate. It's all in good fun.
Thank you. Happy.
Of course. Now, old man, stand up. Good night, Kaya. Sleep well.
Good night. Sleep well as well.
I'm sure we're going to be very busy these next couple of days. Leave her to go to bed.
All right. So, as everyone sleeps or doesn't, as the case may be, the night passes without anything of import. And y'all wake up the next day at a much more reasonable hour, as y'all weren't up. Nobody was up super, super late.
Do I have a message from Galag or any of the people?
Not yet.
Okay.
Incorrect. You would have received a message saying that your message had been received and was being repeated back to your...
relayed to my family. Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have a response from Galag basically being like, message received.
Great. Okay. like dismiss the fox and
His
like
is
hope.
not a fox.
Oh, it's not.
His is.
Just something really strange, like a beaver.
No. His is a squirrel.
Okay. I still dismiss it because I don't want Maximilian saying it.
They fade after the message has been delivered anyway.
Okay.
So.
Great. If he's still sleeping, I'm gonna leave him to sleep and go downstairs and go get my usual from Percival's tea house and meet everybody at the war table.
You are on your way back from Percival's tea house when you are almost quite literally run into by someone heading into the alleyway. You're not used to people turning into the alleyway. It's not a pass-through street. You don't recognize this person inherently, but you just, pardon me, Serafina?
Can I do some
That was a
I
whole
think
bunch of not words.
Sorry. No, it's the when you get ran into and somebody says your name and you're like, what is happening here? I grab him by the shoulders. I put him to the wall and go, yes, it's me.
No, I'm with the movement.
Okay, and I take my hands and then cross them and go.
I was down in the 4th layer doing some divulging of support. And I heard people discussing what is probably Roderick. They're saying they need him. Something happened in his home?
Okay. Thank you for this information.
I was going to go tell them about it.
Am I coming back from breakfast?
Y'all basically were both going into the alleyway and.
Oh, okay. Okay. I go. Yeah. I follow suit.
He runs up. He gives the outside sentry the password. Door is unlocked, and y'all are let down. And he kind of sprints ahead past you, and you get the Roderick. There's no knock on the door. The door is thrown open, and a young man in no uniform stands there. And Roderick, I think there is something that you should hear about.
All right.
I was down in the 4th ward near Durden Row, and there was people asking for you. They said they knew you, they needed you. I didn't reveal myself to them, but I did come back quickly.
Does it sound urgent?
Yes, they said they were looking for a large man made of metal and fire. I can only imagine one person that could be. Not a lot of those running around.
Well, I mean, who said?
I don't know. I didn't stop and ask. It was people
those
near
people
Durden
down
Row.
there don't know me of a man made of metal and fire. They know me as Roderick. Some of the kids call me Mr. Smith, but anyway.
There were no kids.
Yeah, okay. Okay, let's go then. You can show me where,
Yes.
what street. Let's go.
It was Durden's Row, right near it, or right outside it. You're always talking about it. I figured that made it important.
Right.
Roderick would just call out, I'm going to Dodge Road! He's fucking out through the... I'm going! Bye!
Roderick, wait!
Gyre peeks her head
Come on if you're coming.
over the balcony where Serafina's room is. God damn it. Okay.
Yeah, I just wait a second, and I like grab my my swords and my loot, and he's like, okay.
Yeah, it's skedaddle time.
All right. Y'all haul ass down to the fourth layer. Are you taking the trolley or are you going on foot?
What's faster?
Yeah,
Faster is the rail cars.
Rail cars.
rail cars. Unless
Rail
there are
cars.
wanted signs as we go up there.
We're
It's only been a couple of days. I mean, if anything, we could rent one of those carts again.
Drive like hell. Go.
That's the middle ground. There's walk-in, a taxi cab for all intents and purposes, and the rail car.
Rail car is the fastest, so let's use the fastest.
To the rail
if
car.
we see
All right.
any signs that blah blah blah, and I'm assuming a rail car doesn't go directly to Durden Road. It
No.
probably just
There,
yeah.
each
We just got to get
each
to the
layer
fourth layer.
has like
Right.
3 stations or 2 stations.
Right.
Okay.
Station closest to Durden Row.
Durden Road.
Durden Row.
You do not see any Franzlin agents or anything of the sort, or wanted posters on the rail car.
They forgot. Lost
Perfect.
stars.
Okay.
We get there,
Yeah.
you get out of the rail car, you're power walking to Durden Row. You are not even to Durden Row yet when someone runs up to you. And it is
Oh,
none
no.
other than Mr. Ron Combs, the owner of the market, who you had assisted with one of his devices. Roderick! Roderick, come quick!
I'm coming. What's the problem?
Where's that noise coming from?
I thought that was a scream
Is
in
that
the
you?
distance, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
It was the heavens. I had it highlighted. It's Mr. Myers. He's been killed, Roderick.
You Myers?
Ivan.
Right, yeah, I know who you're talking about, but well, I mean, someone tried to. What for? How did it happen?
We don't know. Come. Hey, he's walking while he's
Yeah.
going. Yeah. Takes you by Durden Row, and everyone on the street is outside of their houses. You can see, kids trying to peek outside through windows, but mostly it's adult. There's a hubbub. Some people meet your eyes, some people avert them. And as you get to the smith that was your home, the Iron Bird, what does that look for?
I didn't know if you're going to describe why that old guy called it the Iron Bird.
Did not actually pull notes out like I should have.
You're good.
A huge faded metal griffin and a woman riding it clad on full plate is the sign for it. But the open-ended section where the actual smithy is kind of covered up by sheets. They're not like police sheets. This looks like some of the neighborhood people like pinned up sheets to block it off. And this is an open air smithy. There's no doors or walls or anything. And another person just approaches you as you walk close. Mr. Roderick, I am so sorry.
Yeah, all right. I mean, can I see him?
Just nods, and the store owner kind of pulls one of the sheets back and leads you in, and you see I'm loath to call it a massacre with just one person, but it was. There are slashes of blood across posts, a pool of blood over the body that has been covered by a smaller blanket, but that is soaked through in several places on the blanket. Things have been knocked over. His forge has been extinguished. The anvil cracked in half. And carved into the wooden wall of his house that the smithy is built against, in large letters, are the following. The devil walks the halls again. The devil walks the land. The devil wields the flames of hell and dire steel in hand. But with holy silver blade, with the fire of God, I send the devil back to hell, no fear for devil's awe. We heard only a little bit of shouting and came quickly.
What, like, there was a scuffle?
We don't know. By the time we got here, he was gone. There was a man in armor. He left. We weren't going anywhere near him. He had a sword.
So it wasn't, so it was a man in a sword then, with armor then, like full plate, right?
Yes. We didn't see
Alright.
his face. It was mostly covered.
I mean, did you have like a hood or anything like that?
No hood. It was. He just kind of mimics like a visor slit.
Oh,
So
Don't
definitely
know
not
if it's-
Franzlin's agents then. Right.
Maybe he holds up his hands. He's like, I don't mean it the wrong way, but I am not going to approach a man who just committed a murder who is fully armed and armored.
right, yeah, no. I mean, I'm not mad at you or anything. You did what you should have done.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Roderick.
No, it's fine.
Did you have any markings on him?
It was very dark.
Okay.
This was a number of hours ago. How
Damn.
did you know to come?
Someone told me where I was at in town, and I came as soon as I could.
Right. I'm glad he found you then. Someone said DM?
I did. DM, are there any other nations that are monotheistic that we know of besides Altus?
None that you know of, no.
Can I make an investigation check just to see, like, if there's anything that's not super apparent
Yeah,
that you've
sure.
already described? Okay.
Yep.
Guidance.
Guidance? Okay. That's a +4, or do I have to roll it?
Yep.
D4.
That's a 12. It's only a 12.
Only 12. You're not getting much. I mean, this was not a finesse job. You can kind of see that it was at least a scuffle. You can see a bloody handprint on like a forging iron that would be used to stoke the coals. Other than that, there's like, some hacks out of some of the wood blocks, turned up dirt. That's nothing indicative that you can find.
Can I do a medicine check on Myers?
Yes. You throw off the blanket, and there's about the same amount of finesse to his killing as there was to everything that Seraphina found. This wasn't elegant swordplay, just a variety of hacks. What are you trying to find out with your medicine check? And then go ahead and roll it.
I just rolled it. It's very good. It's a. Hold on, let me make sure I got the right thing here. Oh yes, 26. I'm trying to see if essentially if he just died from simple wounds from a blade, or if there was any sort of like enchanted blade, like with the magical properties, or any other type of magic used on him, or anything along those lines.
Gotcha. The only wounds that you found were from a blade, and I'll say with that stellar medicine check, so you said it was like a 26?
26, 18 plus 8.
Perfect. So, I mean, that beats a 25, which is the benchmark for very hard shit. So you can tell with this that this was done probably with a lighter one-handed weapon. Not a great sword, not a dagger, so something with some weight to it, but very few bones were broken.
All right. No like flaming sword or touch of force or anything like that to it. Okay.
Just looks like he took 10 or 12 hacks and slashes from a medium weight sword and died.
Does it seem like the guy wanted him to suffer that was doing it, or like did it seem like there was an intention to go for non-vital areas during the altercation?
If you had to guess, it was anything
just frantic. Okay, gotcha.
This reads, as someone who has seen a lot of wounds, as an act of rage, not a precise surgical choice. 26 is really good on a medicine check, so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Roderick's gonna cover him back up. He's gonna kind of sit over his body for a few seconds and mull over the situation that is before him, which is not super good.
This is our fault.
You're not wrong.
Serafina, can you leave one of those little foxes?
Yeah. I send you a fox.
No, I mean, can you leave one for someone to pick up?
In theory, with my ring, right? I could send I think I would need some information, but I think I could send a message, like a fox message.
Roderick, are you wanting for it to reach someone in particular, or are you just trying to leave it here with the body?
The intent is for a response to the message and leaving a way to get back to me. To Serafina, by extension.
To the person who did this.
Right.
Could I maybe make an Arcana check maybe to see if I can
Well, so what I was going to do is say, yes, you can leave a fox message with no designated sender if you so desire, using the same concept. However, that would require him to come back and retrieve it. So,
right.
Yes. However, there's no guarantee.
Right. What would you say the duration on something like that would be?
Per the wording on her item, that's going to depend on what level spell slot she sinks into it.
Oh, okay.
First, guy's gonna hug you. I'm sorry. I do not know what this man was to you, but I know he is part of Dirt and Row. If Serafina cannot leave a message, I can, but I would need about 10 gold worth of material.
We have the same spell.
You need what now?
Illusory script.
Oh, we have different spells. They are very similar.
Oh, you gotta
wave. Sending this fellow a message.
I could not send the message to that person, but if you wanted to leave one here, I could
it would last about, with my past experience, about 10 days.
You say how long?
About 10 days.
That's plenty.
Well,
I would just need to find, again, 10 gold worth of a material.
The other thing I was trying to think of is if there was a way that I could get like a signature on this guy, because I feel like my Fox message is based off of, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm willing to sink some magic into this, of like if I can get like an impression of this person, if there was like anything left, like was this a scuffle? Like did Roderick's friend get like a you know, like rip off a piece of fabric or something? No, nothing.
It was a scuffle, but it was a pretty one-sided scuffle.
Okay.
Basically, you can send something to someone, but you have to have at least a general idea of where they are and who you're sending it to. You need those two pieces of information.
That's where I'm. Roderick, I don't think my magic can do what you're asking. I think that we can support Gaia for these components. I think that might be the way to go. And we will support you and help you however.
no, that's all right. I'll figure it out somehow. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Is Colm still around?
Yeah, he's waiting outside. He did not walk in with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, Roger will probably take a couple of seconds to grab some keepsakes that or might still be there, and stuff them in a couple of his tool bags. And like, all right.
Let's get out of here for now.
And then go over to Combs and kind of ask about his children that are way off on the other side of the continent. If he has a way of getting a hold of them.
We've not been able to reach them yet. We have decided to send messages, but who knows how long it will take.
Yeah, all right. I mean, they were super close these days anyway. I mean, old Cuss is kind of an asshole, but he was an honest one. Is everyone afraid?
I think people are feeling different things. I don't blame you, Roderick, but just there are a couple, not many, but a couple that do say this happened because you left. I just don't want you to be blindsided. The rest of us, we know the fault is the killer's. Some of us are a little afraid, yes. That message could not have really referred to anyone but you, yes?
Right, no, I mean, it's spot on. Obviously referring to me. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Are you going to be all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are we going to be all right? Should my family try and go somewhere?
I don't think you're in any danger. Just, I'll try my best to take care of it as soon as possible. Yeah, I'll take care of it. I'll got any reason to be afraid.
Is there a way we can get a hold of you? Obviously, you are leaving again with these people.
I'm not sure how much.
They have sending stones that you can get in this universe, right? Oh, okay. There's no such like sending stone type kind of magic device.
If they do, it would be like a super rare artifact being used by like the royalty somewhere.
I didn't know if there was like some sort of like Franzlin version of like ye slightly magical telegraph or something like that.
Not yet, no.
Okay.
We could have one of the people from the Seven Jesters who's stationed in this area become a contact specifically for someone that you trust.
Well,
I mean, the only problem with that one is if this bloke comes back, he might kill someone else, right? I mean, all these people are my friends. If he's trying to get at me, then they're all legitimately in danger. So, there's not really a solution to keep them safe other than being here.
Yeah. Yeah. DM, was this message carved into this, or was it like painted or
It was carved. Like very rough hewn, kind of like with a sword tip or something, not like a scalpel or something.
okay.
Probably took a minute, all things
Yeah.
considered.
Can I do a sort of check for rumors that I heard before the campaign started? The particular ones that I was mentioning in my background?
Yes.
What's that check? It's like
Just a wisdom and proficiency check for general picking stuff up.
okay. So it's a 17 plus 8 if it's wisdom and proficiency. It's 25.
And that is a retroactive for rumors when you got here.
Rumors that were happening around the time that the campaign started. I think I left it open-ended like that in the background notes.
Yep. I am double checking one thing in your backstory real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to roleplay or something while I read this last paragraph.
While you're doing that, I think that Seraphina starts to like look for like a crowbar or something to like remove the message on the wall. She doesn't want it to be something that's there.
Gotcha.
Terrorizing these people.
Could we get a copy pasta of that message when you have a moment as well?
Boom! There it is.
Fantastic.
There's some stuff that makes that a little bit hard to answer directly. Can I get back to you with that?
Yeah,
result?
absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna at least stay the night here in case this bloke's still kicking around. There are some rumors that some fellow was looking for me, but I didn't know it was quite like this. Some armored fellow, but mean, it seems like they come from, southwest.
Okay.
You don't need to stay here. I mean, there's lots of stuff to do.
No, but I'll sync 2 of my 2nd level spell slots to leave sort of an open-ended message that stays with Roderick, so that if something happens, he can send it to me immediately.
Okay, sounds good.
Why don't the two of you continue at the bar and do what needs to be done there? Roderick and I can go and get what I need for that spell, at least, or I can go and get it. You can stay here, but I will stay in the area tonight with him.
Okay.
You should not be alone.
All right.
Strength in numbers and all that.
Yeah.
All right. So Gaia is going to be going shopping. Roderick is going to stay and guard Durden's row. And Seraphina and Apollinaire are going to, I guess, vibe until time to go back to the Rowdy Drake.
Yeah.
I might be about to make you mad at me. Okay. Not right this moment, I suppose. Actually,
Oh no.
No, I am gonna do that since technically part of this is happening next 30 minutes. Kind of while they're still kind of going back and forth. Just give me just a few minutes. So it's perhaps illuminate not on this situation, but something. Gonna kind of find a corner to kind of sit back off and pull out the Tome of Shadows. I'm gonna start flipping through it and just start tracing in the dust and on like the cobbles or whatever with my burnt arm. Just slightly glowing runes for the next 11 minutes to cast Augury.
Okay.
And specifically, I know it's a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. And I am wanting an omen in regards to leaving Roderick and Gaia here.
All right.
With the results being weal for good, woe for bad, weal and woe for both good and bad, or nothing at all for results that aren't especially good or bad.
While he's working that up, and I kind of see that Seraphina's trying to find something to scratch that sign out with, I'm just going to kind of shoo her from it and just start mending it from never existing.
While you're doing that, Seraphina pauses you and takes your arms and goes, I am very sorry that someone important to you met this fate. And I did not know him. And now I know why. You care about these people. And they don't deserve this. I'm so angry. And I will do everything that I can to help you. I'm sorry.
It's all right. You didn't do anything wrong.
Have I not, though? And I walk away.
I'll go after her and leave the sign there for the time being.
It's okay. I mean, it happens sometimes. You didn't do this. Bad things happen. We'll make it
No.
right.
But hate does this, Roderick.
Sure.
And have I not expressed so many times saying you people, you others, and these people that you care so deeply about, who care about you, who trust you, who believe in you, who think that you're going to protect them and save them. And I've been here the entire time with anger and distrust. And I see these people who are just kind and are just trying to live. And I don't want this thing that we're doing to end up destroying the lives of these people. As much as I am angry at Altus and angry at the people who have hurt me and my family, it's not everyone. But I have been acting this way. That it was everyone, and it's not.
Roger's just gonna kind of like look at her and sort of lost some thought for a second, and then smack her in the side of the head.
What the hell was that?
All right. It's terrible. It really is. But listen, I read this book with a device with magic where this guy could go back in time and fix all these things, right? It's not important. We ain't got one of those. So the past is the past. Fix the future. It's all you can do. What's done's done. What makes you mad? All the things that happened to you is in the past. Forget about it. It's terrible. Mourn for those you lost, but don't let them fill your heart with hate. You know anyone that wants that for you that's your friend?
I have been gaining friends that have this perspective.
Well, good. They sound pretty smart.
Sometimes. And I tap him on the arm and, go find Apollinaire. We have things to do.
All right. Well, you're going to have to introduce me to some of these extremely intellectual friends of yours, though. And just walk off.
Apollinaire, as they are having
Yeah.
their conversation and you are finishing your glyph of augury, and you feel a surge of power as you complete it, and then the power fade away. And it seems for a moment like nothing had happened, and then you just feel heat against the back of your neck. Hot breath. Well. What an interesting predicament you seem to have found yourself in. But to answer your question, I don't suppose it matters much, one way or the other. Then you feel fingers on your shoulders. A hot breath gets closer. But don't be shy about calling on me for advice more often. You hear? The fingers slide off of your shoulders. Then it's gone.
Scrub out the
Friendly.
runes. Scrub out the runes on the floor.
And about that time, Seraphina walks in.
I just scrub out the runes on the floor. Put the tome back in my little satchel. Down near the bottom. When Seraphina comes up, just I don't get the sense that anything poor badly will happen, at least for the now, while we are separated.
Okay. As you're saying this, she is like actively like removing the vestiges of the tears and goes, "All right. Well, I trust Roderick and Gaia. I have an appointment to maintain. Shall we?"
Yes, I think Gaia is clever and Roderick is strong. I'm sure they will be fine. Come, let's be off.
Yes.
We got him.
Okay. Roderick, if you need me, that fox, if you speak into it, it will come to me in the flash. It is not that far from the Seven Jesters.
All right, I got it.
Uh,
I'll put it somewhere so I don't sit on it by mistake.
What level spell slot did you put into it?
I put 2 second-level spell slots into this so that it maintains through the night. So I still have one second level spot to slot to use in case of an emergency, but I put 2 to be used for this.
Did I send you the wording of that magic item on Discord?
I think so.
Because you might be getting a lot more than 24 hours out of 2 second level spell slots.
That's fine.
1 second.
I just want it. It's more of a like if I take a nap, it'll be okay. Like I'm not too worried about it. I still have a second level spot. It's not like I've gotten rid of all of my high levels, but it's not just the like longevity. It's also the quickness. Like I want to be like if something happens, this gets back to me.
Gotcha.
Almost instantaneous. That's my reasoning of like 1 level because of the importance, and the second level literally because I need it to be as quick as a fox.
Yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and make a quick on-the-spot ruling because there's not clarity for that in this item. For every level of the spell slot that you invested into it, I'll say it can be made to lay latent for 8 hours.
Okay.
So you have 32 hours of latency before it is activated.
Okay. Great. And I head off with Apollinaire. And I want to have a conversation with Apollinaire about something important.
Before this gets into any crazy stuff, with that on-the-spot ruling, though, I'm going to say you can have no more than 1 latent spell at a time active. Or 1 message spirit active at all. So this you won't be able to send another message spirit until this is gone. If you do send another message spirit, this one will vanish.
Okay. That's fair.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there before we go any further. Hasn't been exploited yet. Not gonna give it the chance to. Try not
I don't know how that possibly could be exploited.
I'm
That's
not saying
crazy.
y'all are the type of people to do that kind of thing. Just my experience is best to go and put that out there as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So, Roderick, you and Gaia are, well, Gaia's going shopping. Roderick, you're staying chilled. Seraphina and Apollinaire, y'all are heading back to the Seven Jesters?
For the moment,
Yes.
yeah.
What is the immediate actions after you get back?
I talk to Apollinaire and I go, I want your advice on something.
Click. It's, of course. But,
I I have grown fond of our shadow at the Seven Jesters, Maximilian.
Little Maximilian? Oh, yes.
And I fear what's going to happen. And he already doesn't have anybody. And I am tempted to do with him as I grew up. I'm contacting my parents to see if they would be willing to take him on as an acolyte. He would live with my people. He would be safe. He would be out of the city. And he would grow up running around having mischief and fun and learning. He might even learn how to use a sword. But he would be safe from here.
I hope you understand that I don't say this at meaning any offense. But if he were to become an acolyte of your people like yourself, does the same fate await him?
It doesn't have to. The acolyte role was simply a stepping stone. I went through the initiation. He doesn't have to. He could just simply be a guest. My guest.
I would like for the boy to be safe. But I feel that DM,
Yes.
how little does what I know about the Sylvan Nation?
Other than what at this point, based on your interactions with Serafina and Galag, you're pretty certain are rumors and superstition? Nothing.
Nothing.
No.
Okay.
Elves are, creatures that feed on humans, kill everything they see,
Right.
twist the powers
Bunch
of
of
creation.
Right. Bunch
Yeah.
of what is reasonably certain to say is like mostly nonsense.
Yeah, you're over there kind of like, I've met one elf and someone raised by elves, and no one's tried to eat me yet or called down lightning on my house. So,
Right.
And I, if it's helpful at all, Serafina has actively started to cry again. Because she, after seeing this situation on Durden Row, and it started off as seeing his excitement learning about learning Sylvan and his interactions with Galag, but Serafina realizing that there is he has no one. He is not being claimed by anyone aside from being kept out of the way by his keeper.
Mhm.
She's like, he is a menace, but he is our menace. And I could not bear to see him suffer a fate.
He's a little boy.
I know.
I told you I do not. I wish more than anything for none of them to come to any harm. I fear only that he currently desires violence.
We learn more things than just violence in the Sylvan Wood, I promise. There are people who garden, people who do art. I play my instrument. It doesn't have to be bad.
I tell you, I think you probably will not want to leave.
Not if I say it's an adventure. Right?
Maybe.
Every little boy loves adventures.
Perhaps an adventure that when he returns,
It'll be better.
happier, yes. Better. Most certainly. Just make sure that there's a note to keep him away from the forges and armories.
I can tell that to my parents. I just didn't want to be selfish.
No. Wanting to keep him to safety is not selfish. You cannot safeguard everybody in this city. This is not possible. We can only do what we can.
Which means that maybe I'm not murdering or blackmailing Spiros for kitties, right? Maybe we can get them on our side.
Perhaps, even if just away from their side. I think that is a good goal.
Yeah.
Good way to aim for. So, I don't think there is anyone ignorance breeds a willingness to harm. I think we just need to make them see. We just kind of gesture streets around them. We just have to make them see them.
Yeah.
Make them see them as people.
You
as their own neighbors.
Not wrong. You're not wrong. All right. Well, I should probably wash my face and put on a nice dress so that when we see our new friends at our new favorite establishment, we can maybe change the hearts and minds, right?
Based off of last night, I don't think there is a condition you could arrive in that they would not think is lovely. But if it pleases you.
Fair.
Come. Put your mind to thinking of what jigs you think they would most enjoy.
Fair. Yes.
You guys are arriving back at the Seven Jesters at about this time. Continuing this conversation as you go up the spiral stairs up to y'all's main theater loft. And you see up, kind of standing next to the war table, Pascal looking confused and frustrated, and Lai Fang looking angrier than you have ever seen him before.
Gentlemen.
Pascal's looking down at the table, and Lai looks over at you and says, "What have you done?"
What do you mean?
What have you done? And he slams a piece of paper on the table. Things are not supposed to be moving this quickly.
Put a hand on Seraphina's shoulder. Perhaps you can avail us of what things have transpired so quickly, rather than resorting to yelling at your allies. Yes.
You have killed another knight of the circle? In the city?
Not that we last checked. No.
Who else
So
would-
perhaps voices can be lowered, and we can solve the problem rather than making it worse.
I
So if
think
it was not you.
if it wasn't us. It wasn't us, because if it was, we would have told you.
Well, it was early this morning. I was
Well-
still at my offices. Who else could have done it?
Where did he die, Lifefang?
The fourth layer.
The force there? Where?
Not far from the gate.
On his way out of the city.
We don't know.
I think that we do, due to the
There's-
fact that we just responded to an urgent summons to Delton Row on the report of the slaughter of those affiliated with Roderick.
Third and
Who-
row. That
I
is where
believe
Roderick was from.
There was the agreement that I would be kept on Delton Row when Roderick joined your crusade. Yes?
And we had people keeping an eye outside, yes.
Which
It
is
seems
how
like
we
they did a really
responded.
shit job.
You tell your side, then I will tell mine. Because things just got a little bit more complicated.
This morning, I went to go get breakfast. I ran into one of your little spiders that was in Durden Row. They didn't even, whatever the case may be, we were summoned because the people of Durden Row were afraid and scared. And we go down there to find one of Roderick's friends, not just friends, but someone that he worked with, murdered, and murdered heinously with a horrifying inscription on it, basically saying that Roderick was a demon, with someone matching a description of one of those bastards walking away. And you told Roderick, and not just you, but the entire people sitting at the table, that those people would be protected. And so very clearly, someone didn't meet their end of the bargain.
We
Roderick sure as hell did.
are doing everything we can. We only have less than 100 agents total.
I
2
Get that.
were set to keep an eye on Durden Row. 1 on either end, as per the bargain. With instructions to let us know should anything untoward happen, more threatening as he had described. No Franzlin agents had been seen nearby. So, you accused me, rightfully, of maybe getting a little too excited and raising my voice, so maybe take your own advice. Now, to fill you in, since apparently this was not your doing. A circle of the Night of Eternity in the service of Altus and their local contingent was found bisected in an alleyway not far from the gate on the inside, along with several of the soldiers under his command in various states of dismemberment.
DM,
Yes.
Apollinaire is not a swordsman.
No.
But would he have been able to judge that the Knight of the Circle that Roderick beat to death at the bridge would have been more skilled than what the evidence at the crime scene indicated? Or at least from the verbalized things that Seraphina had seen and from her investigations, and what Roderick had said based on his own assessment?
Are you trained in medicine by any chance?
I am not trained in medicine, no.
That you would have not had much information to go with on either one. You don't know much about swordplay, and you also don't know how to medically read a body on how chopped it was. What's up, Seraphina?
But I am trained and I am a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched the battle between Roderick and the knight at the bridge.
Yes. You would have been able to tell the swordsman was skilled.
Right. According to what I saw at the murder site, could I make an assessment of whether or not this would be something that is this a hack and slash job, as in like someone is trying to make it look like?
Make me a quick medicine check.
Okay.
I would aid you if I could.
I'm actually gonna cast guidance on myself.
That's a good idea.
Fair enough. Fuel in the fire while you try to remember.
Yeah. That is gonna be, and you said medicine?
Yes. That is to read the body. Okay. Some last minute details and we'll wrap up. I know we're just a hair over. We're not going to go super far over.
It's a dirty 20.
Dirty
There
20.
we go.
All right. Yeah, that was whether or not who did it was a talented person. That was definitely not a sign of talent. It was a variety of small to medium wounds.
Okay. With that knowledge and with the information that Lifang is providing us, I've taken a deep breath and go, Lifang, I watched the battle between Roderick and the last night that we fought. What I know is that a knight did not murder Roderick's friend. It was too messy. If I knew any better, this was staged. It was staged to make it look like Roderick did this out of retaliation. And the other thing that you need to understand is that when Roderick killed the last knight, he didn't bisect him, he immolated him.
There are two other pieces of information here that I think you should know then, based on that.
Okay.
Firstly, there has still been no word from Altus about y'all's actions. The contingents here have not received notification. Secondly, nothing was taken from the corpses in the alley. Not money. Nothing. Except for the knight's sword.
A knight wouldn't leave his sword.
Well, the knight is dead.
Well, but I mean, is it a knight, or is this someone who is staged? This sounds like all of this is staged.
Or the knight is dead, and somebody wishes for the murder on Durden Road to look as if it was committed by a knight, or just someone of Altus.
So
I'm gonna tell the dude. I'm gonna tell Lifing the message that was carved in the wall. It sounds very much like it is meant for someone to think that a patriot of Altus committed this crime. And it just so happens that one of their most revered warriors was slaughtered not far away. Very convenient.
And as y'all stand over the war table with Lifang and Pascal that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Okay.
Sorry we didn't quite get to your shopping trip there, Gaia. We'll wrap that up once we get back.
This is very important.
I know. So, but thank you everybody for watching episode 7 of Blood and Silver here on Hard Knock Dice. Catch us again on Saturday for our Across Eberron, DM'd by Jonesy, also known as the production crew. He's here, but he's not here. He's like a ghost, but much more productive. If someone could go ahead and drop the link for the Extra Life charity. We're partnered with Extra Life to provide financial assistance to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Children's Healthcare. That means you're helping kids. Take a look. Can't hurt. Might be able to help people. Everyone likes people who help people, except villains. You're not a villain, so click it. Don't think I have any other particular announcements.
The DM said if you don't click it, you're chaotic evil.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying. Oh, good grief. We're going to be rating Dork Tale, so stick around to see what they've got. I'm sure it'll be almost as good as our campaign. Certainly not better because we're the best. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye. Facebook.